Hi, so this is a welcome to everyone who's watching the recording of this session later. This is Dr. Musa speaking from the Bangalore Investors Club, and we have live on this session Himanshu Patil, the founder of Investar India, and who's the creator of this wonderful Investar software that we've been using, and quite a few of us have decided to use it actively in our trading. So essentially what this, so I'd like to welcome Himanshu to the session. Welcome, Himanshu. Right.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for making your time available. So what we want to do today is basically look at some of the finer points of Investar. This session is not for newbies. It would be somebody, if you are somebody who's already been in the markets and understands the jargon comfortably with it, then you'll probably find this session very useful in figuring out some of the stuff that you'll probably come across as you become a sort of advanced user of Investar. So there is no particular sequence to this. So what we did today actually in a full day BIC session on Investar is we went click by click on the Investar tools and software. So we went to each and every link and each and every feature. We clicked it. Some worked. We knew what it was. Obviously, some we had some questions about. So essentially, this session is about asking those finer points on each of these things. So this is not a full thing. We haven't finished a full investor review in the Bangalore Investors Club. We will do more of it, and then maybe there'll be a follow-up session on this. So Himanshu, shall we jump in?
Sure, sure.
Okay, great, thanks. So we made a whole list of questions, which I'll just move to my other screen. And so let me start off with, create. So on my computer, when I do this, I get this message, right? So could you just explain this, Himanshu? So it says portfolio cannot be operated from multiple machines. You seem to be using the portfolio from more than one machine. I wasn't sure how and what to do about this. And the same thing actually happened for me with account. So when I click portfolio and account, these are the message window that pops up. So Himanshu, over to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Himanshu, go ahead.
So you're saying you get this error, right? So this error actually is basically generally comes when you have actually created a portfolio on a different machine and then you are logging on a second machine. Now, the, the only thing that I mean, this is a very simple thing. You just it has to be reset on our end.
Okay.
It exists only because we don't have synchronization of portfolio across different machines. We just found it very, very, sort of difficult to do, and it's just been sort of in our to-do list for a while.
Okay.
Because you can imagine synchronizing portfolio across different machines without going to the cloud, which many people don't want to do.
Okay.
So that's why this is there. But it's as long as you are using only one PC, there is no problem. And this is a simple, sending an email to support or just calling our helpline and they'll just do it right away. Kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So I'll do that. Fine. Because so you're wondering, because I think I must have done a sort of trial portfolio on some other machine and I forgot about it. And I was wondering, why, because I don't remember actually putting down my portfolio completely. Must have been playing around with the features and must have gotten saved on the other machine. Right.
All right. I'm going to still take it as feedback in the sense that I think in such a case we should be a little smarter in the sense that we should give an option to the user that fine, I just want to use this PC from now on or something. I guess so. I'll just take it as feedback.
Sure. All right. Thank you, Himanshu. Okay, so that's solved. So because of this, we didn't really get into the portfolio and the account thing today, and then we started going into these other things. So I think maybe when we at BIC do this account portfolio features and there are some questions, we'll come back to you with whatever questions we might have on that. Right?
Sure, okay. And I'll have your ID reset so you don't have this problem again.
All right, so thank you so much. Okay, so next is, I've just written some questions down. Just to confirm, I know we actually got an answer, but still. So data feed is NSE only, which is live, right? BSE does not have live data
Yeah,
at
we
this
don't
point.
have live data for BSC. It is only EOD. BSC is only EOD. Yes, you're right.
In commodities also is only EOD data.
Commodities also EOD. Yes.
Okay, so in one of our earlier conversations, we had talked about Forex data, if you remember. Is there any news or
Yeah.
update on that?
No, there is unfortunately no update on that. It's going
Okay,
to it's going to come, but
okay.
as of now, there's no update on that.
All right, fine, done. Next is, so we have, so we went to this favorite group and a favorite industry group, index group, and that was, quite cool. There was, I think,
Now, shall I
yeah,
jump in and give you some
yeah,
hints
sure,
about
go ahead.
things?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. So one of the things is that you're starting from the file menu,
Mhm.
and that's one way to do things. The other way, which I personally find handy and that could be probably useful to a lot of people, would be the toolbar right here. Now I don't know if I have my mouse. I mean I don't know if I have a control, but if you see the toolbar over
Yeah,
here, right?
I think you're referring to this, right?
Yes, somewhere there. Yeah.
You can create a
Not there.
favorite.
On the left.
This one?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now, yeah, exactly. So now
yeah.
here you have the same options.
Mhm.
It might, and what happens is whatever you're doing frequently, you can always select it. So now go down to the favorite index, create favorite index group and select it.
Favorite index, 1 second. Index
This,
group,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's basically this. Yeah. You can just scroll down. Yeah,
sure,
select it.
yeah.
When you do that, it also becomes your default button. Notice the icon in the button change.
In the button, which 1 sec. I'll do one thing.
The button that you,
Let me give you control.
yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was the button you had clicked where my mouse is.
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Now that button icon, if I just scroll down here, this one. Okay, now it's selected. So let me just click the cancel here and then go here. And if I just sort of scroll down, you can see there are these icons images, right?
Sure.
What I'm
Sure.
trying to tell you is that this menu is such that
Mhm.
whatever you select becomes your default from then on.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So something that you're doing more frequently, I mean, the create favorite group is more frequent, so we've kept it that way, but you can
Okay.
also do that way.
Okay. So if you
So that's
click,
one way that's another way to access
got it.
and you can go ahead with your question, yeah.
Okay. Fine. So essentially, when I click this, then this becomes that symbol itself changes, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have a suggestion on this then, because I don't know whether it's the resolution of my monitor or it's probably my age. I have to get my glasses changed, right? But the
Ah,
change in the icon is actually very slight. If you can
okay.
do something on the icon which makes it more obvious that there is a change, then I think it will
Mm-hmm.
really hit better visually.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll have a look at that, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, and so this coming to actually this industry group, so we had a look at this also, and I had a question on this. So this does not actually have all the indices, correct? Right now?
Well, I mean, if you're missing something, I would need to check that, but with the data team. But
Yeah, because
which indices are
there's the CNX energy index.
okay?
Okay, or I mean, if we go to, let us say, I mean, I'll just use this opportunity to just go to our browser, which is also a very
Hmm.
nifty feature, which actually I didn't know about, and today we discovered it. And if I
Hmm.
click stockwatch here, and you
Hmm.
can see that we have all these indices,
Okay.
all right, on the NSE, and actually quite a lot of
Okay.
them are actually not there yet.
Oh, really? Okay, fine. I'll take it. I'll take this up and then we'll make
Yeah.
sure that
Yeah, because I mean that having that index thing is a wonderful feature actually, but these were missing, and I
hmm,
think as a user, then you wonder how come they're missing. So if that can be
yeah,
rolled
yeah,
out, that would
sure.
really be great. There are also these
No,
other
no, I'll put
indices.
this as feedback.
Yeah, there are also these other indices. Actually, each and every index, whichever is there on the exchange website, because the data is freely available.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I think if you look
I
here,
would assume I would assume this information would be available, so we'll have a look at that definitely.
see, simple. Like you look at the, let's say the CNX, energy index here, and you know what the stocks are here already.
Hmm.
From Kane, Gale, Tata Power,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? Okay, something happened
yeah.
here. No idea.
No,
Okay.
that's okay. I mean, I somehow, I somehow just didn't know about this thing that we didn't have it. And I'm not
Sure.
a very active trader, so anymore. So,
No problem. Done. Done.
so
Okay. So I think on this index group, if we have all the indices, so like you can see CNX Energy and many are not here, that would be great. And we did not check on the
yeah, sure.
BSC. Yeah, we did not check on the BSC side. So there might be something like that on the BSC side also. Maybe all of them are there or not
Okay,
there.
sure.
I'm not sure. We didn't check
So I'll 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 give this I'll give this a high priority because I don't think it's a it should be difficult for us
there. Sure.
because whatever your past suggestion about the commodities categories, we
Okay.
probably we'll probably try to add this in at the same time. So
Okay. Cool. All right. So this was wow, this is wonderful.
and
Uh,
I'm jotting down the things as we speak. So
sure. Sure. Okay. So we have a list of questions. I'm just going to go through that, and maybe it'll be a little mixed up here and there.
yeah.
Uh, so let me come back to this. Okay. Mm, okay. So in the file thing, when it says control save all, what are we saving?
Uh,
Save all
to
is
be
like,
honest,
okay. I
yeah,
mean,
I
like
would
what I
have
had
to
a
get
doubt
back
was,
to you on that.
fine. Okay, done. Because I wanted to know if
I
this is
don't
any
use it
diff.
so much. So
Sure. Because I was wondering, when you close Investar, it asks you for that option whether you want to save the settings. And
right. So
generally,
let me explain.
sure.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know about the save thing. I would have to double check with the technical team what's really going on there.
Okay.
But the save chart settings thing that it asks you, I think that's what you're referring to. Um, I don't know if this really does that. And
No problem. See, because I don't know if this is
I
different.
would probably yeah, I would probably hold off till I give you an answer. Not do much till I
Sure.
give you an
No, no,
answer on
no, no
that.
issues. No issues.
Um,
Because I just wanted to know if
yeah.
this is different from the options where we have all these options. And when you say,
Uh,
okay, it all gets set. And if there's any difference between this or that, so anyhow, we'll take it whenever
so
picked up.
one thing I'll okay. So let me now pitch in and just give my inputs as to
Sure.
what sort of I personally use a lot because see, going to the file menu, create, and that's like that's probably okay if you're totally new to the software.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to use the right click a lot. So now, for
Sure.
example, if you go to the name here and then if you do right click,
Mm-hmm.
you can see a whole menu. Okay, I
Yeah.
find this much more easier to
Okay.
work with.
Okay.
Similarly, you go right click in the chart. There's a whole bunch of things which you can do much faster, in my opinion,
Sure.
compared to the main menu. So I don't end up using the main menu to be honest with you. I
Got it.
I only use this toolbar, and I use the right click. That's about it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And there's a
Because
and a lot of things actually get repeated just because of the easy access, right? Like for example, the right click makes it much easier to do things,
understood.
majority of the things,
Sure. No,
and the
actually,
toolbar.
yeah, no, actually, I did not even know that if I could go here and I could do a right click. It didn't even occur
Right,
to
right.
me.
No, now you know. So you
Yeah,
try it out, and I'm sure you'll find that much more easier to kind of
sure, we'll do that. Right. This is good. All right.
and that thing is everywhere. Okay, like so say supposing you were to go to a scan or you were to go to a
Mm-hmm.
favorite group. For example, go to this favorite group CNX Infra and right click.
Yeah. Okay.
Just right click on the CNX Infra.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You should be able to get something.
Right. There's this manage index group, scan
So,
alert.
so whenever in doubt, just right click.
I'll do that. All right. So actually, while we are here, just occurred. What does set scan alert do? So if I click that, and so what
Yeah.
happens here?
Right. So what set scan alert is doing is
Hmm.
basically it is a way to alert you on when a certain certain sort of signals are coming in this like you clicked on CNX infra, so it'll take all the CNX infra stocks, and
Okay,
then you can put an alert. So for example, suppose I wanted to put an alert, and I'm taking the mouse here,
sure.
control here. Supposing you select a time frame, let us say you are an intraday trader, and let's
Hmm.
say you care about the 3 minute time frame and the 15-minute time frame. Let's say you're trading on two time frames,
Hmm.
okay? And let's say you wanted when all these stocks are getting a say 520 EMA crossover in those time frames,
Hmm.
then you would select this, and then you would click on the add button,
Okay.
and then you would select the whichever scan you want to get an alert on. So what would then happen is that
Ah.
you would then get an alert whenever any of these stocks are
Hmm.
getting a signal in that time frame. So for example, whenever any of these stocks are getting a 520 EMA crossover, or let's say you
Got it.
select say super trend buy, then whenever any of these stocks are getting a
Mhm.
super trend buy in a 3 minute time frame.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Fine. That's really nice. Hmm. So if I do this on say a longer thing and I use EOD for
The
this,
EOD must be at the bottom here.
yeah, then do I get it? So now what happens here? I've set default time frame EOD and define alert criteria is 3 minutes. How does that add up?
Well, so the default time frame is going to apply whatever you add from now on, I believe, right?
Okay.
But you already added something which is 3 minutes, so you can simply click on the cross button to delete it if you want.
So you can have both of these alerts also. You can have multiple alerts on multiple time
Yeah, yeah,
frames.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is wonderful. All right.
So
And
multiple scans, you can associate them with
yeah,
any time frame that you want,
okay.
and then it would just monitor those, stocks for those time frames and scans.
Okay, this is great. Fine. So actually, this solves a big problem, which is like if you want, okay, I did not know this, amazing feature, because you wanted something, but you wanted to do it only on a certain stock or a certain sector. I was thinking that you have go
Right.
create a separate group for that, apply that group, then put alerts individually and
No,
all
no.
on that group. This is amazing. All right, this is super. Okay.
Why don't you add one, and then I'll show you something else. I mean, if you add one, just see what happens.
Add,
Whatever. I mean, just
yeah,
select a
add.
scan.
Okay, so let's say one of my favorites is high volume, and I'll do. I can choose multiple scans or in one. No.
No, in one you can choose only one scan, but multiple time frames.
Okay, so let me just do gainers on strong volumes. Okay, and maybe this one will do. Make this
And I
one
think
hour.
you should probably be able to select with the the keyboard also. I guess just select the combo box and then just go do G or something or whatever. Just see
Oh,
if it
okay,
goes
fine.
there.
That way. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Let's say MACD. Okay, MACD crossing above zero. Okay, so I'll say okay now.
Yeah, just do okay.
All right, and
Now you
something will
should
come at the
see them
bottom.
appear in the bottom,
Yes.
right? Now, yeah, I mean, here there's another thing. If you want to delete them,
Mm-hmm.
deleting them is basically, as you, I mean, if you in Windows Explorer, how you delete things, right? You basically
Mm.
select something and then Control select or Shift select to
Okay.
select a whole bunch of them.
Got it. Right.
The same way you can do here if you want to, right?
And just hit delete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
you can delete all criteria, or you can edit selected criteria, whatever.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
So there's a whole bunch of things here.
All right. This is amazing. All right. This is really nice.
And then
Um.
when the alert comes up, what
Mhm.
happens is, you will get an alert over here. So there's another window. If you go down here, there's price alerts, scan alerts.
Yeah.
So if you go here at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
you will get pop-up alerts here.
Right.
Whenever whenever any of the stocks get those sort of signals,
Got
and
it.
all you have to do is simply click on a alert here to go to the chart,
Got it.
provided you are in the chart pane.
Sure, sure, sure. Got it.
And you can also filter the results here, by the way. Okay, so on the right also you can
Okay.
filter the results if you want to filter the end results. This is for
Got it.
filtering the end results. So a lot of people confuse this,
Uh-huh.
thinking that this is for setting the scans. It's not for setting the scans. It's for filtering the results.
Oh, okay, fine. Got it. Got it. Okay, actually, this just brings me to a different question. I think also something we had discussed earlier. Any chance of having a floating screens, floating windows within Investar, so we can maybe have a multi-screen setup and push these things to different screens?
That's that's pretty high on our priority list, and that's after
Okay.
your feedback when I met you last time.
Okay,
So,
done. Okay. So I will close this because actually today we didn't get time to go through alerts, so I have no questions on
right,
alerts today. But I mean, if you feel there's
sure.
something, just feel. Okay. Okay. So next question is on this offline mode. So when you
Yeah,
say, actually, where is this? Import to Metastock or import from, export to and import from, uh,
right.
what happens?
Okay, so what's really happening is when you're exporting to Metastock, what's really happening is whatever data you have in your cache, in
Mm-hmm.
the investor cache,
Mm-hmm.
that is going to be uploaded to your Metastock, wherever it expects, I guess.
Okay.
Um, the only thing is because Investor downloads the data on demand. It
Right.
doesn't sort of it doesn't we don't ship the data with the software. It's
Yes.
all on demand basis.
Sure.
So only whatever you've visited, whatever charts you've visited in the software are going to be uploaded. So
Mm.
now, supposing you select 10 years in the chart and
Mm.
you visited say 10 stocks, all the
Mm.
10-year data will be on your hard disk, right?
Okay. Okay.
And you export and you'll be able to export all of them.
Okay.
Now, if you want to export a lot of the data, I mean all of the data, so first of all, we don't have a way to export all the 1500 stocks of NSE or all the whatever
Sure.
5000 stocks of BSE.
Okay.
That we don't have a way
Okay.
because that was not our primary goal to support
Sure. Sure.
Metastock or something.
Okay.
But if you do work offline, then what
Mm-hmm.
the software does is it actually downloads 1 year data. Again, that's not sufficient, I know, but
Right.
it's been like that for quite some time, and we've not
Okay.
bothered to change that. But
Okay.
it downloads 1 year data and puts it on the hard disk, and
So
then you can then when you export it, it will export all the things that you have on your hard disk.
right. So where is this? I forgot. Work offline mode is.
Right above the exit, the second last.
Right. Okay. So when I click that, I'm getting 1 year's data of all stocks,
All stocks that you are tracking, not all stocks not all the stocks, only the stocks that you're tracking
which means the
in the
only the ones
software.
which are visited on the chart.
No, no, no. Even the scans, everything will be there. Whatever symbol is
Ah.
there in your software will
Okay.
be there.
Okay. And the data will be EOD data or intraday data also
As of now, it's only EOD data.
when it goes work offline.
Yes.
Okay, so at least for somebody who's a very short-term trader, like a 2 day, 3 day, it would be enough. Maybe if you're just looking
Yeah.
for the last 3 months, 6 months, sort of a breakout or breakdown or something like that. But if you are, let's say, a
Right.
longer-term investor, then this would not be enough.
Right.
Okay, cool, done.
Just a
Uh,
feedback. Do a lot of people really use offline because nowadays everybody has the net and on. So I just want to know from you.
well, I don't know. Whether I can talk on behalf of lots of people. I just tell you what my one of my sort of dreams is. I just want to get away to the hills somewhere, away from the noise and the dust and all of that. Okay. And
Okay.
so I personally would really appreciate a work offline which gives me at least the EOD data. I can understand that giving intraday data is just going to be too
Uh,
much, but the EOD data, if I
sure,
can
sure.
get that and I can work just with Investar also, even if it's not, if for whatever commercial reasons you want to protect your business interests and say you can use this only with Investar and lock it, that's fine with me. All right. And then, but I know I have EOD data for all the stocks on BSE and NSE right from the listing time, and I can, without the net connection, do whatever I want. Right.
Right.
So that really would, I think, be great. At least, I mean, that's my personal opinion, though. And I don't know. At least I think on behalf of some members of the BIC, I would definitely say that. I think some of us, and I think maybe you've also gone through this thing. In the beginning, we all are very hyped up about, okay, getting all these tools and all the candles going up and down. It's all very colorful and all. It's after a few months or a few years, you feel the burnout, and you're not really looking at sitting in front of a screen morning to evening, and you want to progress to, other things in life, and you're looking more positional trades at that time, or managing a portfolio, at which point you're not so bothered about intraday stuff. You're looking at something over a few months or years or something like that. And there EOD
Sure.
would be great. And if I didn't have access to the net for the whole day, but I had EOD on my system, I mean, I know I'm exaggerating a bit, but I would be fine with that.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So I don't know, maybe it's a separate category you can offer and price it separately, maybe. I don't know, just thinking out loud right now.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Definitely
Okay.
take that as feedback again. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. So in case anyhow you are working towards full EOD data on the offline mode, then maybe you can look at both NSE and BSE, and perhaps, yeah, since anyhow the commodity data is there and BSE data is there EOD, maybe there's some way you can make it available on an offline basis. So not just NSE, but everything that you have.
So the only thing, I mean, I think it does make sense to have like longer periods of data and offline. I think that I totally agree with you. Like 1 year is too short. Probably we should do a lot more, maybe even 10 years fully.
Okay.
But the challenge of having like all the companies offline, the challenge is in the, I mean, the way way we do the way we provide the software versus some of the other people who actually provide a CD for such things. So
Sure,
what
sure.
happens is it's a lot of bandwidth to pull off so many so many all the stocks, that is right.
Understood.
So yeah, I think we'll definitely look at increasing the duration of downloading the data. I don't know about downloading all the stocks, because that's that I can't
No,
really say.
I understand. So I don't know, maybe you could also look at the same thing where for people who maybe pay for it separately, you offer them the historical CD, and then on an update basis, this, you have to link to the net, you have to link to Investar to get the latest thing updated. So you're just giving the updated part, and you're not giving the full historical thing through the net. The
Oh, I see.
one-time installation could be CD wise or whatever. And I mean, I think it's fine and it's fair to charge for that. But the update, of course, you would need to connect, and which is what I think most people do. I mean, if you want the today's file to update, you have to download it and then update your database, and then you're set.
Right. Okay, sure.
Okay. Next is all right. So we were just going through things, and then for example, we found this rating thing, and
Right.
initially we were a little like, what is this rating thing about? And then just realized that it's basically a color coding, I think, that you have put. So when I say, if I say lowest, it will just have a red thing there, correct? And it you can
So there's
basically use
two
it for.
things.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's two things. When you do that, there's another thing that's happening. You will, whatever you have rated, if you go to that stock, you will see a star.
Yes.
If you rated it lowest, red
Right.
star, then you will also see a red star on the chart.
Yes,
Okay.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Now, yeah, so that gives you some visual indication. It's just for your note-taking purposes. That
Right.
okay, you rated it low that
It's
time, and then
it's
did it
like
go down
this.
or did it go up?
Yeah, it's this star here on this bar.
Right.
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 Yeah. Cool.
Right.
I was just wondering. I mean, a thought that came up when this happened is, if you could do, you can do a sort here by name, by close, by percentage change, right?
Yeah.
If we could do a sort by rating.
You can do group by rating.
What is
So
group by
there's a, there's a,
rating?
there's a group,
Uh,
there's a group by here,
okay.
and then just go to the rating. You can take the controls because
Okay.
that'll be easier. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fine. I just do that
Yeah.
and all right.
You'll just group lowest and all that, right? So
Okay. Fine. So so this is across all the groups that are there, correct? So
yeah,
whatever is
all
lowest
your
rated,
favorite groups.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the scans.
See, that's what. So the group by always works on the favorite groups. It does not work on the scans.
Okay. So suppose so when you say favorite groups, these are user created groups, correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
User created groups, whether they are favorite groups, index groups, or industry groups. For
okay.
everything,
Uh-huh.
it will work on that, not on the scans.
Okay, okay. So and okay, so what other question is like suppose on one of those, suppose I've got a Nifty stock like ACC and I put a rating on that, all right?
Hmm.
And then or let me take a different example. Let me take say Hindustan Petroleum and I put a rating on that and I look at and I've got CNX Energy on that. Will the rating come on Hindustan Petroleum in CNX Energy also?
Could you come again? Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, so let's say I have the Nifty stocks listed as one of my favorite groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in that I've got let's say Maruti selected,
Hmm.
and I have another group which is CNX Auto,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
in which Maruti is also there.
Hmm.
So when I put a rating on Maruti, so Maruti
Okay,
is,
so you are
yeah,
yeah.
Maruti is both
So
in
you are
Nifty
just
and
asking if it becomes
CNX.
double
Yeah,
or 110. Oh, frankly, I haven't I haven't tried that, so I can't comment on that.
sure.
But
Okay.
I think if the software is smart, it shouldn't show both of them. And
No,
if it does or something, then
no,
yeah.
because if I've rated Maruti as a rating in one place, in my opinion, it should show up wherever else Maruti is.
Hmm, hmm,
That's
hmm.
that's how I look at it.
Okay, so you're going to. I mean, let me understand that. Are you going to rate Maruti differently over here and there? Is that what it is?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't think about that because yeah, that could be possible.
Yeah.
You might rate it differently here versus there.
So
Ah,
here, what we've in this feature, what we've tried to do is basically when you rate, right? The
hmm.
main idea is actually not so much as in like the star that shows up in the favorite group. The main thing is that it shows up in the chart, and then you can track it in the chart. That okay,
Got
what really happened? That was the
okay,
whole idea here.
okay, got it. Fine, that's fine, no problems. Okay, so I think then we were looking at tools here. Then we went to options, and I don't know, just a suggestion here. I mean, most software would have wouldn't say option, they would say settings.
Hmm.
Just a
Okay.
thought. So when I say
Hmm.
options, like what options? And then till we clicked here, it was like, okay, it was like settings and all. This is all fine. So I had a question here about this scan alert and price alert on this. I mean, I didn't understand this.
Okay.
Raise
Gosh,
alert
this
is
is one of
below
those
our
things.
order. I mean, like,
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things, one of those details which I need to, scratch my head and
no
try to
problem.
recall
We
why
take
we
your
put
time.
it there. Because I've been involved in putting everything, but
Sure.
there's like so many things
No,
that
no, I'm not
uh,
expecting you to remember everything. I can quite
there's some
understand.
reason, why we put it there, and I'm going to have you have to reply you by email or
No
something in
problems.
case
No,
you don't
I
note it
think you
down.
would have put it there. Basically, you must have been doing something in the markets, I'm guessing, and then you've evolved and gone past this, so it's like no longer, up front and center. No issues. Uh, the other thing is, okay, so in portfolio, when you say show closed lots, what does it show?
Right. So what happens is, think about it this way. Let's say you have, say purchased 100 shares of Infi,
Mm-hmm.
and then you suppose you sold off like say 50 shares, right?
Okay.
Now, of course, if you sold off 50 shares, it's going to show 50 shares in the main portfolio holdings view, right?
Yeah.
But suppose you sold off everything, then it would not show the closed lots unless you have checked this.
I didn't get you. Can you come back again on that?
So see, if you have purchased any particular stock,
Okay.
and if you have sold all your holdings in that stock,
Okay.
okay, it won't show you in the portfolio holdings view, which is our, which is the main sort of thing that you see on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Only if you select the closed lots will it show that as grayed out.
Okay. Okay. But okay, since we didn't explore the portfolio feature, I have no comment on this.
I would say after you explore the portfolio, this whole thing will be a lot
Okay.
clearer, and
We'll
probably the
do.
entire portfolio tabs.
We'll do that because I'm just wondering. I mean, would it not make sense if I've closed out my portfolio to know how it was before, to actually have this enabled by default, and then if I don't want it, to disable it?
Well, there are many. There's many times, right? If if you have a lot of positions, let's just want to scroll down. I mean, if you
Okay,
just show all the
that's also true.
so
Okay,
highly debatable thing.
sure. Done. I
What
mean,
should
it
be
could
the
be
default?
different perspectives. Done. Okay, what is cache node? What's the second thing? What is cache node?
Cache node is basically cache node is basically it's a very technical term, I guess. But
Uh-huh.
because our portfolio looks like it's like a tree-like view, right? There's like various nodes coming out of the thing. So
Okay.
it just basically tells you that whether you want to see the cache in your holding view or not. Again, this was
Okay.
some customer thing, and then that's why we added it. I
Fine.
can't recall what the reason for adding this was. Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll think when I go to that portfolio thing
Hmm.
in detail, I'll come back to this.
Right.
Okay. Then okay, I think in the
Well,
chart.
you didn't ask me about the last one. Is that clear? The last one, show transactions in chart.
Oh, okay. We didn't have a doubt about that actually. We just assume that when the chart is open, let's say I have a transaction on Maruti, it will show up on the Maruti chart that
That's
this was a transaction, correct?
that's correct then. That's
Yeah.
fine, but that's a very useful feature. So that's what I thought.
Agreed. Agreed. Sure. Okay. All right. Then coming to charts, this was cool. What is continuous drawing mode? There's something that we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So continuous drawing mode is when you select that, you are able to. I mean, let's say I draw a trend line, right? And then
Okay.
I draw a trend line, and I want to draw a second trend line,
Mm-hmm.
right? I can I can keep drawing it by just left clicking at a point and then ending the trend line somewhere.
Okay.
Versus if the continuous drawing mode is not selected, then
Mm.
I would I would close the trend. I mean the trend line. My how should I put it? My drawing cursor would go off every time if I don't have this on.
And then I have to go select trend line again.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
Okay. So essentially, if I, let's say, wanted to draw a trend line here, I could do this, then again one more like this, and do as many as I wanted. So it'll just hold that, whatever
Yeah.
mode I selected, it would keep on that till I selected something else.
Right.
Right. If that was not there, then I have to go select trend line again and again.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's really nice. I think you've given a lot of thought to this, Himanshu. I mean, some of the things we were so happy when we saw this, and this is definitely one of them. Because in my view, every click that can be saved from a user having to click, it's a big step.
Right.
And
Right.
this is one of those things which I really liked. Okay, this was all nice. There's something else on this. So what is this show vertical axis for overlay volume?
Sure. Okay, so this one is, let me see. Okay, so this one is when you have volume overlaid on the price chart,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you wanted to show the vertical axis at that time. Now again, this is one of those things I can't recall, but what you would have to do to try it out is go to like a single chart layout, for example,
Okay.
and then just or any chart, and then just add volume to the first area.
Okay.
And then try to check this and uncheck it, and then you'll see that.
Okay, fine. All right,
So overlay volume is when volume is overlaid on the price chart. That's what it
all
is.
right, fine. Okay, we've done. Let me go back to my question. Okay, so coming to scanning now, and actually not so much scanning, the slideshow feature that is there, which is really, really nice, which is probably best seen in a single chart view. So when I say start a slideshow, and it starts with what is here. So it's starting here with Adani, and it'll go to Wipro and Strides and all that, correct?
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the slideshow here. First of all, I think this is a really, really cool feature to have. Somebody who was serious could just put their leg up, put their Investar on a 50-inch screen and sit back and just have a market movie play out, right?
Yeah.
But now suppose I want to do the slideshow only on this, only on a particular
Right.
group. Can I do that?
Yeah. Go to the tools options.
Tools, options, okay, slideshow.
And slideshow. I think there should be some options for that.
Because
So
because
you
when we
can
tried it,
select.
today, every
Okay.
time it would go back to the first thing
Okay.
and start all over
So let me
again.
see. So, right. So you don't have a. Looks like you don't have a way to do it on a particular scan. Okay. You have a way to do it on particular favorites portfolio, but you only have for all scans, not for particular scans. Okay.
Right.
Well, one second. Okay.
Sure.
Let me just quickly go down here. So what happens if you right click on that scan? Can you just see that? What happens if you right click on a
Right.
scan?
Okay, I need to close this
Just
first.
quit this option
Yeah,
thing here.
yeah.
And
Okay, it
do
says
you have
slideshow.
anything?
Yeah, it says slideshow here.
Uh,
Okay, so let's
so
start
if you just
that.
do right click start slideshow, then see what happens.
Okay, fine. I think so. If we go there and do the thing, it'll. Okay, this
Yeah.
is fine. Cool. This is also one big thing. We were just like, if it starts all over again, then you have to start. Okay, this is really,
Right,
really
right.
nice. Um,
And by the way, you don't have to stop it. You can pause it. It's like a recorder. So you can pause and then resume.
oh, how would it? How?
So the second button is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pause and resume.
Got it.
So when you pause and resume, so let's say you're sipping coffee and okay, something good comes up, you pause it and
Yeah.
then, and then just resume it, and then you don't
Okay.
have to stop it.
Right. And then you have
So
this.
to start where you stop from here.
You have this what? Oh, resume here. Okay, fine, done. Ah, that's nice. Okay. And you have.
Maybe I think that can be the same button, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe you just make this. Yeah, the pause goes and the resume comes. Then
Yeah,
you, yeah, maybe more intuitive that way. All right, that's nice. Okay, so actually, I had a question before about. Uh, what is web favorites? We couldn't figure that out. I mean, where is it now? These are.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. How
So
do I
that's
bring it
actually
first? First of all, how do I bring it, and what is it next?
okay. So I think you must have done group by default.
I might have. I don't
You just change
remember.
the group by to default.
Group by
Yeah, if
to.
you can. So
Okay. Yeah. Now it has come. Web favorites.
so web favorites is web favorites is something which is there for historical reasons, to be honest with you. So
Okay.
when we started off way back, what happened was that we had like this, the social network kind of a thing on our website where each of our users would be able to have their favorite. They would be able to share with other people who are on
Okay.
the Investor India, site and all.
Uh-huh.
And it started out well, but then I mean it started out fine, but then we didn't really I mean leverage it, or we didn't really market it that much. So then it's just stayed for historical reasons actually. So in fact it's in my to-do list to sort of have a way for people to just get rid of it altogether or just remove it, in fact.
Okay.
uh,
So
yeah,
right now when
because
it's
now
on.
we are not even supporting those things.
Okay. So when it's on default, this web favorites will anyhow come, but I guess we can ignore it because you can't right click on this and delete.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we need to just, I mean, it's one of the pain points, I guess. I mean, it's
Okay.
just in our to-do list. We just need to do it. So good, you reminded me that.
Okay.
It's just some of these things. There's
Okay.
just so many things out there. So,
Right.
you know,
No, this can be low priority. That's fine. Just as long as we know what it's there.
no, removing it should not be a big deal, right? For us, so it's
I
okay. Yeah.
guess so. Okay. Okay. But
No,
brings
I
it
mean,
to.
I remember it because somebody had really, said, how do I remove it? I mean, some customer called our support team and said, how do I remove it? And we didn't have
Right.
an answer. So,
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. Um, so actually, this reminds me of something else, which I want to discuss later. But since sort of, I think you mentioned it, I'll bring it up here. So we were, doing Investar as a group today. So there were about 7 of us. All of us had
hmm,
Investar, and each of us was exploring sequentially. And one of the things that came up was one of the things we are trying to do at BIC is maybe look at a collaborative approach to investing and trading. And what I
hmm,
mean by
hmm,
that is we're not looking at pooling money or anything. Each one of us will do our own thing, but more seriously, like let's research together, let's track together, let's
hmm,
read together and exchange ideas and do this on a very, very serious basis.
hmm,
Right
hmm,
now, I think there's a lot of people out there who are doing things on an individual basis, which is fine, which works. But I think there's a great merit and advantages in doing things as a group, right?
hmm,
Now, one of the things
hmm,
that came up there was like, suppose I find something and I want to have an alert for that, for example, or create a group, or let's say there is the Bangalore investors group scan, all right,
hmm,
which is basically all this 5 6 of us, or later on maybe 50 100 of us also have this common interest, which is maybe something along the lines that you're thinking about in your social media setup that you were thinking
hmm,
earlier. But this would
hmm,
be the collective focus of the group. you know
hmm,
or
hmm,
the group discusses and says this is a set of stocks we want to commonly focus on. Now,
hmm, hmm.
can we, I don't know if there a way that we can do this, because what I'm talking about is not just creating my list here. I can do that and each of us can do that separately, but then that is
Hmm,
work multiplied that many times,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
So suppose I create a
hmm.
list and I export that list to somebody else and then they can also have it, or we
Right. So
have,
basically,
or the
basically
alternative thing
something like
like a
sharing.
social, yeah, like a social media thing. If there's a somewhere login ID group or a space on the Investar website where all of us can say, okay, this is the group we have formed, and we just log in there, and whenever I open Investar, then it will connect to that thing and import that, so I don't have to even then bother about, oh, I have to send it to these 10 people I'm working with. It's there on Investar, and when they connect, it's all coordinated.
Gosh, Doc, I wish you had met me like 7 years back.
I wish I had met you 7 years back.
I,
Seriously.
our feature would have been like really useful, and we would have kept it actually. So
Okay. Okay.
that was actually precisely that.
Okay.
We have this we had this thing where you could create a group, and
Hmm.
then everybody can see each other's favorites. So
Right.
basically, this web favorites is your web favorite. Then somebody else's, it's like a public favorite kind of a thing.
Sure. Sure.
So so that was a way of sort of sharing
Okay.
the group. I mean, a list of stocks with other people.
Okay.
but
I,
but it just was not used. So we just sort of phased it out, kind of a thing.
I
But
understand. Is the code still there? Can it be revived? My request.
definitely, I'll take it as a feedback. Okay, I'll
Okay.
take it as a feedback. But
Okay. Okay.
it's legacy stuff
Sure.
that
I
we
know.
wanted
I
to
know.
get rid of because it was
Okay.
not working for us.
Okay. Fine. Done. But
But
also,
your
huh,
point is very well taken for
okay.
collaborative investing. I mean, I don't deny that at all.
Sure.
Uh, a lot of these things you don't want to do individually, right? You're
Correct.
doing it together, and especially for, I guess, BIC users.
Right.
So,
Because I mean, just to add, I mean, it's not directly connected to the software or trading. I think I don't know. Maybe it's just a question of people understanding their own limitations of doing things on their own. And I think we Indians tend to be very selfish and say, okay, mera trade kyun sabko bolu and all of that. But once people,
right.
let go of that and say, there's a huge, immense opportunity, and I will probably
Yeah.
get actually a lot more benefit if I can share mine, if for every one thing I share, I'm going to probably get 10 ideas I would have never gotten otherwise. And the end of the day, I'll probably end up making money. I'm not saying there are many people who will do that, but I think in groups like BIC, and I'm sure there are others out there, this is a feature that would highly be appreciated. I don't think it would be a mass feature, but I think for a niche audience, it would be something that would be highly appreciated for sure. You know,
Right, right.
but in the meantime, I mean, I don't know how you're going to revive this if you do, but like you have this export thing, import and export feature. If you could have import export groups, maybe if you can maybe look at it that way, at least in the interim. So somebody creates it, I can export it, and then I can just mail that file to whoever else, and they can import it into their Investar.
Right. So does the import have any? Can you go to the import? Does it have any import of anything?
So you have like
Import.
trade book contract note. So if you have an import of say a group,
Right, right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then it will just
Right.
be there quickly.
Can you go to backup? Can you go to backup?
Sure. Right now only this is
Okay,
there.
it is there. Okay. Yeah, I think export favorites and all. I think has to be there. I think so. Exporting, importing. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I think it would really make a difference because at least at BIC we are looking very seriously after starting the Wealth Lab at collaborative research and analysis and alerts and all. Which brings
Mm-hmm.
me to another point actually on alerts. We haven't done alerts this time, but one of the things we are struggling with right now, and I don't know if Investar can help here, is suppose I put up an alert on, I don't know, let's say Voltas or say Reliance Industries or anything, all right? But that
Mm-hmm.
stock is of interest to the rest of the people. Now it's on my Investar. If the alert hits, I'm the only one who's going to know the alert, correct?
Right, right.
Right. So that's the other thing that we are talking about sharing. Can we share alerts? So if
Mm-hmm.
even if Musa has put it, but if Himanshu is interested, and even though it's not on say Himanshu's Investor software, Himanshu would still receive the alert. Now I know it's a completely different thing. You need to maybe centralize this whole thing that's going back to your social, investing idea and all. But the alerts thing was something else because again, coming back to
Mm-hmm.
one of us find the alerts, then right now all of us have to go to our Investor individually add the alerts to our systems.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
got it.
yeah, it just saves a huge amount of time and effort if we can have some feature like that.
Okay, so you got me thinking here, but yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
welcome.
That's all I can tell you right now.
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. Really appreciate it. I recognize that it may not be. Actually, I don't know. I'm not plugged into so many people that I can really speak. Maybe it's something in today's more social media, Facebook world. It would be useful. It may have a lot of market appreciation and uptake, or it may just be totally ignored. I really have no idea. So I'm just giving my and BIC's perspective, and I'd
Yeah, yeah,
also like
sure.
to add that for something like that, maybe even an SMS alert that goes out to all the people, and I can fully understand that there'd be a cost to it, and I think charging for it is not an issue. At least I can speak for our group.
Right, right.
All right. Okay. So that, and then okay. So there was this question I had earlier, but since you actually answered it in our earlier discussion, but just for the benefit of everyone, could you just on the scan side, for the benefit of everyone, just explain this whole daily versus EOD thing and how it works?
Right.
Yeah.
So now, let me first of all give you a background of why the daily is there. Um, Let us say I'm a volume breakout trader. Okay, let's say or I'm trading on new 52-week highs. Okay,
Hmm.
what would typically happen is that if you had only EOD scans, end of day scans, they get updated around 5:30 when we get the end of day bow copy and all that. That is when it gets updated, right?
Okay.
But many times, if you're a breakout trader, what happens is it's a little late. The stock has already gone way past your buy point,
Yes.
and you just late basically, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why the daily is there in the first place. And I think I've told you that I'm like volume, and that is my favorite thing.
Sure.
I just believe in simple stuff, not too complicated. So uh, that's one of the backgrounds to why it's there. that the daily time frame, it's actually updating at the frequency of the data you have. So if you have a 1 minute add-on, then your daily scans are updating every 1 minute. And what it's basically doing is your time frame is again, if you pull up the chart, you're operating on a daily time frame. But the difference between EOD and daily would be observed on a market when the market is running. The daily time frame would be considering the current day's candle as it's building up, while the EOD would be updated only at the end of the day. That's what it is.
Okay. So if I just can put this in other words, even let's say if it's at 10 in the morning and we've just done 45 minutes of trading, whatever the candle was at 10 in the morning would be considered as though this was the end of day candle.
Right. The only thing is there's a subtle difference in the volume algorithm. So what we do is we basically, since at around 10 o'clock or, it's roughly 45 minutes of trading. So we basically extrapolate it and, calculate it as to what it will be by the end of the day. And then we put it in the gainers on strong volume scan. Basically.
Okay. So that would be on the volume related thing. But if you're just, let's say, price only scan, let's like gainers and losers, and you were looking at something there and on the daily side, not on the EOD side, and basically even the price thing would be assuming that this was the closing price at 3:30, correct?
Yeah. So it's basically considering, the, you can think of it this way, that it's basically considering the partial candle, today's partial candle, whatever it is, in the
So
scanning.
LTP at any point.
Right. And what I just briefed you about.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, go ahead with your question, and I'll tell you.
Okay, so basically it's like at whatever time, I mean, whether it's 10 in the morning, at 1 in the afternoon, or 3 o'clock, that LTP would be considered to be the end of day close.
Right. I mean, don't think of it as end of day, right? It's just that
no, for
because it's not end of day, right?
It is not, but for the purpose of the scan, it is assuming that and giving that scan signal at that time. Of course,
you can say that, yes.
Yeah, in the end of day, you might have a, at 3 o'clock, you might be having a Marubozu, but at 3:30 or 3:25, that whole gain might have been given up and you have a long upper shadow, and it will not show up on the scan then, right? But
that's where I come to the next, that's where I come to a clarification.
Sure.
Today, the daily time frame scan only supports very few scans. So if you go to the manage scans, can you click the manage scans for me? That's the third button there. That one.
Right.
So now if you see here, there's 3 columns there: intraday, EOD, and daily, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Just click on the daily. Click on the daily so that we can sort it based on which are supported in the daily time.
Sure. Yeah.
And you'll see you'll see a handful of them only.
Right. Okay.
And they're all related to volume, open interest, highs and lows. That's it.
Okay. All right.
So that's as of today, right? Yeah. But if you remember what I talked to you just before the webinar started, we are actually, probably going to do away with the daily. We are coming up with something where you will be able to scan any scan on partial candles, not only just these scans. So
even the other scans will basically get enabled for daily.
Right, and daily, and we are also coming up with weekly scans. So that's also there.
That's great. That's wonderful to hear too. Okay, so actually, okay, fine. That was a slight confusion we had on charting. Now I was just thinking, if the chart setting was on weekly, would it not be doing a weekly scan? No, but that's my mistake. Sorry about that. Okay. Right. Okay, so just sticking to the scans business. So if you go to losers and all, this losers list also gives us gainers.
Yeah, losers.
Right. So and the same thing with
losers. So let me explain that. That's a very good question. Let me explain that.
Sure.
So what happens is, take a look at gainers on strong volume. Now these are you have to, whenever you look at any scan, right, you have to look at the time frame. It's a 15-minute time frame.
Okay.
Right? So now let me close this scan window here. Let's go to the chart here.
Sure.
Let's go to our chart pane and go to any stock here, like Mindtree, Mindtree showing that it's
Okay.
having a gainers on strong volume on a 15-minute time frame, right?
Okay.
Now, I can't see your. How do I minimize this GoToMeeting?
What do you want to see?
I can't see. I can't see your right. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, so what you do is if you go to a 15-minute time frame here,
Okay.
and what I like to do, Dr. Musa, is I like to create my templates. Have you done that already? I mean,
No, this is one more question that we have actually. We'll come to that.
oh, this is the. I mean, as technical analysts, I think this you have to know. So I have
Yeah.
to show you this.
Sure.
So okay, so here's what I do generally. I create my own templates, right? And this is basically this is a template, predefined template that the
Right.
software ships with, but you
Yeah.
don't have to be restricted to this.
Sure.
So what I like to do is I like to create my own template. So
Right.
what I do is right click on the chart, and you can maybe do it as I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, that's just click on the black area and then right click again because it seems to have selected some drawing.
Okay. Yeah.
Now go to the chart view. It's the somewhere down there.
Chart view.
Chart view.
Yeah.
Chart view. Yeah.
Yeah.
Save view as.
Okay.
Save view as.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Chart view, save view as. Right. And I can add a name here.
Yeah. Just add whatever name you want to do. I mean, give. I mean.
Okay. Let's just put Investar BIC. Okay. So it'll come
Now
here.
we can.
Yeah.
Now whatever changes you do in the time frame here, and the duration here, and the zoom settings and the indicators are all going to be stored here.
Ah, okay, okay. So everything, time
Right?
frame, zoom settings, everything is there.
Everything.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when I'm operating Investar, I only have like 3-4 templates I'm switching between them.
Yeah.
I don't even use these things.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. This is
So
nice.
that's one part of the thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
so so
Actually,
let's just let's
actually, while
just
we are,
finish.
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's just finish it. So basically here, just to demonstrate that, right? Let's say we go to a 15-minute time frame, just for the demonstration purposes. Just go to a 15-minute time frame from daily.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe zoom in a bit.
All right, it's going to pull up some 2 months of data, uh, and then you can even zoom into a certain section. Just again, this is just for demo. I'm not saying that you're doing it.
Yeah.
This is your preference, but
Got it. No problem.
and then it will be exactly that thing will be saved here. You can go to a different view and come
Yeah.
back, and it's
Okay.
going to come the same thing.
Okay. So now I've done this. It's assuming this is that Investar BIC template. If I go
Yeah.
to volume RSI or something else, and then I come back to Investar BIC, it's going to give me. Okay, so what you're saying is even when I make a change and zoom in,
Yeah.
zoom out, whatever it is. So let's say
It's
I've
going
done
to
this.
persist.
So now Investar BIC is with this reset thing, right?
Right.
If I go there and if I come back here, okay, fine. So wherever I left it last, it's not like it's got a standard static thing. This is dynamic. Basically, you're saying this view is dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay, which is different, I'm assuming, from, let's say, chart layout, which will be a fixed static one, correct?
So layout is another interesting thing. So I'll just explain the layout thing. Now, before I do that, let me explain another concept. There's a star at the end of a view,
Yes,
right?
I'm coming to that. Yeah.
Star just means it's unsaved. That's all. And actually speaking, even if you forget to save it, I mean, there's no worry because it's still going to persist when you close the software and you open it again.
Okay. Okay.
It's going to stay with the last saved view. So it's not
Sure.
too. I mean, but the star will just go away when you save it. So if you do save view, the star will go away. I mean, that's all.
Oh, okay. So if I right click and So save view, but we did save view as. Now I have to say save view again.
No, because you change something, the star comes. You see, like if you are in a Word document.
Okay. Huh. Okay, this was one thing that was causing us confusion. What does the star mean and all?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, just a suggestion. I don't know how many users have this thing. Maybe you could have some sort of a pop-up message that comes if you know, hover over the star to clarify. At least this is my
Oh.
experience or suggestion. I
Mhm.
mean, they were like, we just thoroughly zapped as to why it is there, couldn't figure it out. Now that you explained it, fine. Actually, I thought it was something to do with synchronization, and I have a whole set of questions on that, but I'll come to that later.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So the question I had was, okay, daily.
We were on the scan, okay? So I didn't answer your scan question. Let me just you asked me about the change percentage. Let me just answer that.
Sure. Yeah.
So we are now on a 15-minute time frame,
Mm-hmm.
and the important thing to notice is that if you zoom in to the right, half of the chart for me.
Okay. 1 second. Yeah.
Now the very last 15-minute candle, you'll see there's a volume surge.
Yes.
And if you put a 50 bar SMA on the volume, you
Okay.
should you should you should whenever a stock is coming in that scan, right? You will
Mm-hmm.
definitely see the volume bar above the 50 bar SMA, okay, on the volume.
Okay. Okay.
Why is it minus 5%? Because this change percent on the left is always the daily change percentage. While when we scan, if you're
Mm-hmm.
scanning a 15-minute time frame, we are
Mm-hmm.
scanning on a 15-minute time frame. So obviously the change percentage is considered is taken into account for a 15-minute chart, right?
Okay.
So you get
I
me. So
no, I
if you
didn't.
come to the last if you come to the last bar, for example,
Yes.
if you can just scroll cursor there.
Let's say there. All right. Yeah.
So there's a change percentage. You see it's 0.49, which is greater than zero, right? On the last 15-minute bar.
The last, where is that? This one, 0.69. You're talking about this?
Yeah,
All right. So
yeah,
that,
it's a positive change. No?
correct.
So on a 15-minute chart, every single stocks in the gainers on strong volume will
Hmm.
be having a positive change percentage for the last bar, right? Because you
Okay.
scan 15 minutes, right?
Okay. Actually, this is actually maybe if you want to start from the start, because this was something that we was causing us some confusion, because some of us were looking at gainers on strong module or losers, and some had 5 minutes, some had EOD, some had daily, and our results were all different.
Right.
And
So
we were
okay,
wondering why
so
this was going on.
right.
Yeah.
So what is? Let's come to a very simple. I mean, let me explain this in a very simple way.
Sure.
What does 15-minute scans time frame mean? 15-minute scan means that the software has scanned all the stocks in the NSE. This is how you interpret it. The
Yeah.
software has scanned all the stocks in NSE, which
Mhm.
are also traded on the F&O segment.
Yes.
Okay, and it scanned all the 15-minute charts. So 15-minute time frame charts,
Okay.
and whatever the as of date, go down to the bottom. There's a
Mhm.
NSE 15-minute scans as of 3:30 p.m. right?
Right.
So it's telling us that as of 3:30 p.m.
Hmm.
these are the stocks that have come up in the gainers on strong volume in the 15-minute charts. That's what it means.
I think if you can give an example. So if I change this to a 1 hour time frame
Right,
versus a
right.
15-minute time frame, how would it differ?
You would have to match this time frame with the time frame in the chart to be able to see that it's a gainer on strong volume.
Okay.
So
So
now if
what?
I'm on an hourly chart, I
Right.
have to change this to hourly, right?
Okay. So first of all, we can have a scan which is on a different time frame versus the chart setting. Correct? That's
You can have, yeah,
they're not linked.
but when you're trying to match the
Yes.
scan, why is it coming there? Then you have to match the time frame, right?
Understood. And that's fine. So could you just
Yeah,
maybe in detail
yeah, I
explain the
should.
concept of this whole time frame and how
Yeah,
this works in Investor? Yeah.
sure. So let's take this gainers on strong volume. As I said, gainers on strong volume in our case. Oh, I think you're in a continuous drawing mode or what? Let me just see.
I think so, yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
make sure that you have the cursor on. That will make my life easy.
Okay.
Is the cursor there or no?
Yeah, the cursor is there. Yeah.
All right. I don't know why I don't see it. Anyway, so I'm going to right click here on the chart.
Okay.
All right. Add indicator
Yeah.
and then add SMA. There's a simple
And
moving average actually.
is it down? Okay. Yeah.
Go down.
Okay. You want it on the top,
Just
right?
select SMA, simple moving average. No, just go back to the indicators tab. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I missed it because it was too fast. I missed it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Go to the area. No, go to the area. Go to the area.
Okay.
I wanted to in the middle area
Okay.
and the properties. Properties.
Okay.
50.
All right. And say add.
Yeah. Just say add.
Okay. So it's got this moving average on this. Maybe you can make it
Yeah.
thicker. I don't know
Now.
that.
Yeah. Now. Yeah. You can change the color.
No, I was just trying to make the thickness. It doesn't become thicker. Okay.
It
So
should
fine. It
become.
doesn't matter. That's, I think,
No,
maybe.
if it doesn't, then
No,
I
no, I
think.
think it's here. No. So you've got colors, but I don't think we have thickness here in the
No,
properties.
this is different. This is the levels actually.
Yeah.
What's
So that is for, I think, only trend lines and horizontal and vertical. This
right,
thickness.
right. For the indicator is not there. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Fine. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, so now let's click on any stock in the scan. Okay. So let's go to the first stock in the 1 hour scan that we're seeing.
Okay. Canada Bank.
Canara Bank.
Yeah.
Canara Bank, you'll see that it has it indeed went up in the end, right? And the
Okay.
volume bar is above the 50-day moving average, right?
Yes. Yes.
This is on an hourly chart, okay?
Yes.
Because we are scanning hourly chart, that's why we need to make sure that this is hourly to compare, to make sense of the scan.
Understood.
Go to any stock.
Yes.
Every single stock will have this thing.
Okay.
That in the last bar, it will
Mhm.
have a positive percentage change and it will be above 50 SMA.
Okay. So essentially, this has nothing to do with. See, the confusion that we are having is because it says gainers on strong volumes, right? So
Yes,
I
yes.
understood the volume part where you're trying
Mm,
where the volume is being compared to the current bar volume or candlestick volume is being compared to the 50 moving average of that setting, correct? So it's
right,
like
right,
comparing it to 50 hours, and
right,
this bar is higher than this 50-hour moving
right,
average, correct? All right.
right,
Now
right.
but the scan, it says gainers, so why are we seeing stocks like Canara Bank and Tata Motors which are actually fallen? They're not gainers, they're losers.
No, but you have to understand that they are gainers on an hourly time frame. You see, they are here because they are gainers on an hourly time frame. If you go to the last bar on the hourly chart, this
Uh-huh.
did gain on an hourly time frame. So if I'm a short-term trader and I'm trading on I'm using an hourly time frame,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would be interested in this stock because it gained in the last 1 hour, right? In the last
So okay, so let me
hour of
get this. So when we say gainer, gainer basically means a stock which has also, so in that 1 hour setting, or if you're taking 15 minutes, in that 1 hour thing, it has gone up. That has been it's a green candle. That's all.
exactly. So see,
Okay.
basically, when we talk about gainers on strong volume, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are scanning based on a time frame, right? So if you say 1 hour, then it is going to be on a 1 hour time frame. If you say 15 minutes,
Okay.
then
Okay.
it is gaining on a in a 15-minute time frame.
Got it. So when we say Tata Motors, for example, here, uh, it is, so all these will have green candles in the 1 hour time frame. No,
Right.
right? Okay, but that doesn't
Right.
mean that they have gained compared to yesterday's close.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with it because,
Ah, okay.
and that's where the confusion is. This change percent is with respect to yesterday's close, so that is where
Ah,
the confusion is, and it's still
exactly,
confusion. So
exactly, exactly. Okay, that is why the confusion was there, because I think we didn't
right.
connect all these dots and all. So When you say gainers or when you say losers, whatever the time frame is, and that is the important thing, in that time frame it has either gained or lost, and that has nothing to do with yesterday. It has basically to do with the previous 15 minutes or previous 1 hour or previous 4 hour, whatever candle setting you have.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. I think now this is clear.
Now, one more
uh,
thing I want to clarify here,
yes.
that always make sure, now you're looking at a 1 hour candle, right? So
Mm-hmm.
always make sure that the time over here, you're matching for the candle that the time is shown here. So just to give
Yeah.
you an example, right? Supposing you are looking at a 15-minute time frame,
Mm.
okay, 15-minute scan time frame,
Right.
and your 15 minute is not up, right? So
Right.
let's say it is 9:29 right now, okay,
Mm-hmm.
in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So the scans probably would be as of 9:15 only, whatever was at 9:15, which is not much, of course. It's not a good
Yeah.
example, but let's take 10:29 for example.
Okay.
So at 10:29 a.m., you would see the 15-minute scans as of 10:15, because the 15 minute is not fully finished, right?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So
Right.
the scans, when you use 15 minutes, it's updating every 15 minutes. It's not
Right.
updating every minute. I just
Right.
want to clarify that for everybody's
Got it. So the
benefit.
scan would also update every 15 minutes.
Yes, it will
And
update every 15 minutes, because the scanning is done only on a full candle, not on a partial candle, as
got
of
it.
today.
Yeah. So
But
if
again, this is something, this flexibility will again be there, as I told you
yes.
earlier in the session, before the session.
Okay.
So
So when is that flexibility rolling out? Any time frame on that?
in the next version, that's one of the things that we've
Okay.
sort of taken up
Okay.
big
All
time.
right. Okay. Fine. Great. So just to be clear, and um, as at this point, the whole session time frame that we have here needs to complete, and then only it will update. Correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So if it is just so even if it's 59 minutes, if it's 1 hour setting, but it's 59 minutes, 50 seconds, it's still not going to update till that next 10 seconds are over.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So that's what people were asking us, and that's and that's where we are,
Sure. Got
giving
it.
that refresh thing that I told you.
Got it. But this also has to do with, I mean, in just to be clear for anybody else who might be watching this. So if I, let's say I want a 5 minute or like a 1 minute scan, but I've not subscribed for the 1 minute add-on service, it will not work.
Then it won't be there. Then it won't be there.
Or it'll just not show up.
See, basically, there's if you look at our pricing plans, right? So there's
Yeah.
two add-ons. There's a 1 minute add-on and there's a screener add-on, intraday screener add-on, right?
Okay. Okay.
So the intraday screener is a sort of a premium feature, and you get all these scan time frames only if you have the intraday screener. All the intraday scan time frames you will get, including the daily time frame, only if you have the intraday screener.
Got it. Okay. So if you don't have that add-on, you're only going to get the EOD screener basically,
Yes, yes.
right?
EOD is included in the EOD package,
Right.
but the intraday screener, because you can imagine it's continuously running in
Sure.
scanning mode, so
Sure.
it's like a additional
That's
premium
fine.
feature.
Okay. Great. Okay. This is wonderful. Okay. Anything else on the scans that you think we might or we should
So
know?
I think it's a good point for me to also ask you about feedback. What we are planning to do for these for the scans time frame,
Mhm.
and we give a lot of thought to UI and all. At least we do our best to
Sure.
sort of do a good job on that. What we're planning to do is, like, let's say you have this 1 hour time frame, so we would
Hmm.
have a second sort of a selection,
Hmm.
which would give you an option of updating
Hmm.
the scan based on that frequency. That's something that's going on. So I'm just giving you some heads up.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I mean, so what that would mean is, say I'm looking at a 1 hour time frame. I would
Hmm.
also have something which tells me that, okay, I want the 1 hour time frame to update every 15 minutes, kind of a thing.
Got it.
I want it to update every 5 minutes.
All right.
Anything sub 1 hour, you can choose that frequency. Also, you can choose.
Understood.
That's
Okay.
what is going on. Yeah.
Okay. So essentially you're giving that sort of sub filter also, uh, which is not the same.
That's more of an update frequency.
Got it.
It's
So that
basically. It's
Yeah.
basically as if it's going to scan the partial canvas also.
Yes. So, but that's not the same thing as just having one automated default wherein I might be having a 1 hour scan here, but since I'm subscribing for 1 minute data, that one
Hmm.
hour scan would also basically get updated every 1 minute based on
You'll
my,
have that option.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll have that option. Today you don't have that option, but that will be there.
Okay, fine, done. All right, well, that I think really will be cool. Uh,
That would be useful, right? I mean, is that would
I
that agree?
definitely think so. I definitely think so. Yes, I
Okay.
think it will definitely be useful. And you said you're also introducing a weekly scan. So
Yes. So
apart
now
from
what will
you,
happen is in the future, you will not
Mhm.
have this daily EOD thing. There will be only daily time frame, and the
Okay,
daily time frame will have sub daily update frequencies, right? So you can update it like every 1 hour, every 30 minutes,
okay,
uh, uh, up to 1 minute, right? And
okay,
the
yeah,
year there won't be and there'll be, so that's where a lot of our UI confusion is, and we are trying to figure it out. But for the daily, there'll be an EOD update also,
okay,
and 1 hour and 30 minute and 15 minute and up to one minute kind of a thing, something like that.
okay. I think partly the confusion maybe right now is in the way it's termed daily versus EOD. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe if daily you could find a, I can't think of a word right now, maybe just LTP or live or I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But I think that's where somewhere I think in the terminology that's why the confusion is partly there.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm.
Right. Okay. So
Okay.
that. Okay. Anything else on scans, Himanshu?
Uh, I think scans, what I would say is, I think these are again very important. So let me just quickly, this is of course obvious thing. When you say F&O scripts, then there's I think other options. So there's a filter and sub filter, right?
Yeah.
And you got the F&O scripts right. I'm not able to control your
Okay.
screen from here,
Sure.
but if you just select the sub filter, the F&O scripts selection for me,
Sure.
maybe my screen has stopped refreshing or what, I don't know, I can't see. So,
Yeah, I've done that actually, and it's given me
right.
that drop
So,
down all.
I think the other thing that I would like to highlight here is in the filter option, you have NSE, BSE, and then all the exchanges, and then you have favorites also. So that's also a pretty useful thing if you want to scan only your favorite groups and not all the stocks.
Mm, actually, it doesn't show up on mine. There's no favorites.
No, no, it should have because see your screen is not refreshing. So, the first
Okay.
selection, right, is the
The
filter, right,
oh, NSC.
scan
Yeah, yeah,
filter,
yeah, yeah. Okay, fine.
NSE.
NSC, BSC favorites. Yes, I was looking at
Right,
the sub
last one.
filter. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
So
is
that if you
yeah,
decide to choose favorites, no, then
yeah.
it will only scan your favorite groups, including your index and industry groups.
Okay, so all user created groups basically.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, let me do one thing. One second. Okay, okay. So all right, that's really nice. Um, okay, so if we are done with scans, then I just want to do something with this composite scan stuff that we have,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
just give scans, and you've got composite scans, which is a really nice tool. And of course, I think anybody using this needs to be clear about exactly what they're looking for. It's a very handy tool to have. But I was just wondering, so I could create, but so just to save time, I'll just skip to the question. Uh, After
Mm-hmm.
doing all this predefined scan, filter criteria, etc., you'll get this result here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when this result comes, if there is no feature right now where I can sort of export it in a text file or something, I'll
No,
have
no, no.
to,
So no,
huh,
no, no. So here's where the compose can this we are giving this get result only
mhm,
for you to test the scan. Okay.
okay,
So let me just go ahead and if I have the mouse
okay,
control, I'll
yeah,
just
yeah,
create one for
you
you.
do, go ahead,
My favorite one, which is basically my 8 week highs on volume. Okay.
okay,
And let's just add a new 8 week high here in the first one right
let's,
here.
can I put a 8? I put
New 8
8,
week high, yeah. It's N, starting with N,
yeah,
yeah.
New 8-week highs. Okay. Add, and then you want to
And
add
then we
something
add a
else?
filter criteria. No, I don't add a next scan here. I'll add a filter criteria here.
Okay.
That'll give me much more flexibility on the volume.
Okay.
So volume percentage
Volume percentage. All right.
and 100. Just make it like maybe 200. For all you know. Yeah. Just make
All
it
right.
200. Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
then
select.
just do a get result. Now this get result is only to test the scan.
Got it.
It is not that you're supposed to use the results, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now what you have to do is save. Just save it in the bottom.
Bottom.
There's a
Okay.
button there.
Okay. I should save. Right.
As soon as you
And
save it, what happens is you will see it in the composite scan like a managed scan. Now here, when you save it, you have to select it also. See, it's not selected by default.
okay.
Just
Right.
select it
Okay.
and then click on OK.
Click on OK. Right.
Now
Okay.
here's where the catch is. Okay, this new 8-week highs is not an intraday scan. It is not a scan
Sure.
that is updated in intraday. So
Okay.
composing it is not helping here. So you have to go to a EOD scan, EOD mode. Just go to
Okay.
EOD in the time frame,
Right.
and you should see the composite scan on the left. Just give it a few seconds.
It's there on top.
Right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Now all the stocks here should have new 8-week highs and also 200% plus volume.
Okay. 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 Done.
Once you create it,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to
Mm.
do anything. It's
It's
it's just like
automatically
any
done.
other scan.
So one important thing is to save it, right?
Right.
Because if it doesn't save, then it will not come in this scans and favorites. That's number one. And number two, your time frame has to match with that, especially if it's EOD.
No, it has to match. See, so basically the thing is, if you go back to the manage scans criteria,
Mm-hmm.
so whatever scans you've composited, right,
Mm-hmm.
have to be supported. So like for example, the new 8-week high scan that we talked about
Is here.
is supported only in the daily and EOD time frame. It is not supported in the intraday time frame, right?
Right. Okay.
So
So
hourly we cannot really give you anything.
got it. So when I look at this and I see on the right side, it says only EOD daily. The scan time frame here also has to be one of
That
those.
means exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
got it.
okay. But this may not be an issue later when you are scanning on partial candles also, correct?
Oh, so that's a major change. We are just redesigning the whole thing. So yeah, I
Mhm.
mean this won't be there. This will be different in the
Right.
next version. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. So this is so it comes here automatically. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay. Next is Himanshu, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just drink some water and come back.
Sure.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, Himanshu. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Not yet come up. It's still your desktop. Okay, now it has come up. It's still loading.
Okay, maybe my upload is a little slow or what. I don't know.
Depends on
Maybe
your.
my network is a little slow. Right, so let me start off from scratch so everybody knows how to enable it first of all. So by default, like the automatic way, so by default it is disabled. So I'm just going through the auto SR feature. Is that correct? That's what you want me to go through?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what this does, so this is a beta level feature currently, and if you again go to tools options in the Investar beta, you will see an SR tab over here, which basically gives you auto support resistance. Now, first of all, let me explain how this thing is sort of configured. Basically, what it does is that you can, when you select this, when you check this enable auto support resistance, what it will do is basically it will go through the bars that you have mentioned here, which is 240 bars by default, and then it'll take the peaks and lows and it'll try to plot the support and resistance levels automatically, you know, and it will also grade them based on the colors that you have given here. Okay, and by default we have disabled the bottom 60% because it's just too much noise as of now. So
Okay.
so what this does is you can choose the color. So I can, like, for example, if I wanted to go with a little lighter color here, I could just make it light sky blue. And the what we've used in the algorithm, I'll just tell you, is that the more the touches the line has, the stronger it is going to be. So it's going to be, you know, on the darker side. And if we consider three major factors. So one is the number of touches on the line. Second is the recency of touches, and the third is the probably the length. You can say that, right? And then as soon as you just click on this, it will go ahead and plot all the support and resistance on any stock that you pick, basically, right? So, for example, one of the good things about this thing is that now now we can provide scans, you know. So if you, for example, look at this Selen Explorations Tech Limited, you can see that it actually broke out of a very strong resistance, and you can see the resistance that there was a 270. So the software got the, the resistance based on the last 240 bars on this daily chart. And of course, you go to any stock, it will plot the levels accordingly. But with this, now we also have scans which are supported on this. So we now have, for example, strong resistance breakouts, very strong resistance breakouts. So the ones, the stocks that are breaking out of the dark blue line are should be in the very strong resistance breakout category. And similarly, if it's breaking down on the downside, then it should be on the very strong support breakdown category, and so on. Right?
Okay.
That's one of the things. So you can go to any stock and it'll just simply just plot the levels right there. Again, that's when you have a sideways trend, you're going to see much more lines, probably because of the number of touches and all. And second thing is you can go to any time frame also. So supposing I choose to go to an hourly time frame here, then it will apply even on an hourly time frame. So I can go to a 15-minute chart here, and then I'll see a 15-minute everything on a 15-minute chart, right?
Okay.
So that's the whole thing. But the main thing that it gives, of course, I guess we all know how to draw the support and resistance levels. But what I find useful is also the fact that you can now scan based on that. So,
sure.
That's the,
I think very nice, especially if you use it in a composite scan. This could be really, really a great tool to find opportunities.
Right, and what I would, I mean, as I said, it's a beta level feature, so any feedback would be highly appreciated.
Sure.
And we look forward to sort of hearing from you.
Okay, so just a couple of questions on this, Himanshu. So if we just go to the options thing on this, and you had some 20%. I just wanted to understand that what is that plus 20 minus 20? So what is 20 refer to?
Right. So this is, this is like the top. So what we've done, what we do is we go through the bars mentioned here, and then we try to find out all the support and resistance levels in those 240 bars, and then we rate all the levels based on the strength of the support resistance level. Okay. And then the top 20 percentile is colored dark blue. The
Okay.
next 20 percentile is colored light, like that.
Okay, so it's percentile, it's not percent actually.
You can say so. So we should percent is not the right thing, huh? So it's like that's
Yeah,
good.
if you,
I
if you
mean,
put percentile there, I think it makes all this. I mean, not
all right.
everybody understands percentile fully, but I think if you just put percentile, it just clarify that. I was just wondering, what does top
Sure,
20% mean and bottom 20%
sure,
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So is it percentile that you're looking at? Just to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So here's what it is. So just to give you an example, supposing there were 100 support resistance levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
That were calculated. Okay.
Okay.
So the top 20, I mean the ones with those with the rating, which is what we do is we rate them. We would give them some number rating, right? And
Right.
the highest, the ones with the highest, the 20 with the highest number rating would be in the top 20, in the
Okay.
top 20 percentile.
Got it. Got it.
So I don't know. I don't know if percentile is the right word or percent is the right word. I just don't know that.
Not
But
sure. It's not percent because I mean percent at least for my thing like I think top 20% of the price range or is it 20%
sure,
of
I'll
the
definitely. That's very good
support
feedback.
resistance?
That's
I
very good
wasn't
feedback.
sure about that. Right. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. This is really nice. So I didn't have beta. So none of us actually have the beta version except that one person. So we should probably just
Yeah.
go ahead and install that beta thing and it'll be much easier.
Right,
Okay,
right,
done.
right.
Uh, are we? That's it, right? On this?
Yeah, that's it. And the other thing I think is that you will see additional scans. The additional scans that we have for the support resistance are. Let me just quickly go through that. So one is of course these things. The second is there's some risk reward ratio based scans.
Oh, okay.
So because now if we have support resistance, we can also calculate a risk reward ratio, right? So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
if the next resistance is much high, is very high, and
Sure.
we take some stop loss criteria, which is
Okay.
mentioned here for
Okay.
a short term, long term, and all, and then we
Okay.
do it that way.
All right. So this is not in the
So
standard version. This is in the bullish. Sorry, in the beta version.
it's only in the beta version, and secondly, the scans supported are only for daily EOD as of now, but
Okay.
we will be coming out with the intraday scans also.
Got it. Okay. This is great. Done. Okay. Shall I take back control?
Sure, please.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Got it. All right. So this is where we were. And then, okay, so we were discussing scans and dropping the
I'm
scans
not able
and
to see your I'm not able to see your screen, Dr. Musa.
uh, okay,
Better.
it might be taking a bit of a time to come to you side, I think.
No, it's showing up now.
Showing up? Okay, I've shifted to a chat menu. Okay, okay, just one small thing here. I think in terms of not volume, where was this? Okay, just a small user thing that we observed. I'll have to go back to scans for that. Where is manage scans? Yeah. So if we say just this, then where is that feature where this thing on this, the scan thing comes up if I want to show these stocks?
Sorry, if you want to show what?
This thing, when I click this, the scans will come up here, right? I mean, the result of output of the scans comes up on this right pane.
Oh, composite scan. Composite scan.
No, any scan.
The composite scan, you mean?
No. If I just want to see all this NTPC and all this, it comes here, right? Or anything. There was this thing which I saw where.
Oh, okay. For that, Yeah, for that you have to go to the scans and favorites pane. So just click
Okay,
on
yeah,
the scans and favorites pane in the bottom here, right, in the bottom left.
I just have to get more familiar with this.
See, there are two ways. We now show some other shortcuts which are, I think, would be useful, right?
Yeah.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, what you want to see is, if you want to, yeah, if you click there, scans and favorites, go
Hmm.
ahead.
Yeah.
Just click
This
on
is
the
what,
scans and favorites,
yeah, this is what I got, but
and
what I'm
you'll see the
saying,
screen on the right.
yeah,
Okay,
but
now just click on the cancel, because this is scans and favorites screen. Just click on cancel here on the right, on the right.
okay. Okay. So this comes up here, correct. And then if I
Yeah.
click this thing. Okay, this was just a small, maybe a small. I was just a little amused that the average volume and volume data had decimal places.
Oh, okay, 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 fine.
Okay, so actually, I just put it
All
here.
right.
I just put it here on this whole list. I said, what is this decimal places I've got? I'm trying to find this thing and all. I,
Well, we are anyway short on space, so that'll save us some.
yeah, exactly. So actually, there are a few thoughts on that in terms of maybe using the space better. I'll come to that towards the end. Uh,
Hmm.
there is also okay, yeah. So coming to charts. On this, I can't put an alert from here directly, right?
But what kind of alert?
So you know what? So right now, if I have to put an alert, I have to go down to say alert criteria here and then add up all this, correct?
Right, right.
Okay. What I'm saying is like if there was a on the right click set alert, let's say, it would automatically
Hmm,
pick
hmm,
up its HCL tech. All right.
hmm,
And maybe if you
hmm.
know, maybe we have this thing of let's say even doing the cursor thing, and it automatically picks up where the cursor price is. So right now the cursor is at say 943 rupees. It'll
Hmm.
populate the alert, the price field.
That's very good feedback. Yeah, definitely.
You know, if that is there, that will just be so much easier to just put multiple alerts. But otherwise, right now we have to just go
Sure.
type it every time.
Right, right. No, that's
Okay.
for sure. That's a good feedback. Yeah.
Okay. So that was one, and then the other thing was okay. Uh, on charts again, we have say the trend line feature here, and am I using a trend line? Yeah. So I've got this. Now I'm sure you'd have seen this perhaps in other tools. So if I want to extend this trend line into the future, right now I have to take this and drag it again.
No,
Correct?
no, 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 no. Let me show you how to do that. No,
Ah,
no, no. Let me show you how to do that.
okay.
Just yeah. So every drawing,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Just I think we have to think. Is this in continuous drawing mode or what?
Yeah. You want me to
Is
remove
that
that?
why? Yeah, yeah. Just
Okay, one sec. I'll just remove that. Is chart. Okay.
right. So if you go to any drawing, whether it's a trend line, whether it's a Fibonacci or whatever, and then you right click on it, select
Mm-hmm.
it and right click on it,
Yeah.
and then you can change properties.
Okay.
Now in the properties tab, there's like two tabs, right? One
Okay.
properties is specific. I mean, it's general across all drawings. The properties tab,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a specific tab related to that particular drawing. Here you go to the trend line. So
Ah,
this will be different. The second tab will be based on the drawing. So in Fibonacci, it will be Fibonacci. Like that.
yeah.
Here you can do all the things that you want, like extend
Okay.
right, left,
So this is
snap to
exactly.
price, low to low, high to low.
We're actually very surprised that we didn't find this feature. Saying how come it's not there? Okay, now we know where it is. Okay.
No, no, it's there.
Okay. But is there a way, just as a feedback? So this is great to have it as first thing on the menu itself instead of going there and then changing properties. I'm having to do one click, two click, three click. You know. So
Right, right.
if it is like just right click and maybe there's a menu here like this layer, it comes maybe there's another menu and just go click it. It's much easier, faster. I think that
All
would
right,
be,
we'll think on that.
yeah.
We'll think on that.
Okay, so that is there, and then uh, okay, some more thing on chart. So you would have seen this perhaps in Metastock. You know, right now you have this color palette here where you have to go down and then click and then select. If you've seen Metastock, you have a color palette here, like maybe some 12 colors or 6 colors there already.
Hmm.
I'm just saying from a, you know, it's easier to use. Right now, I'm just trying to look at how can we reduce the number of clicks that we need. So on those lines, I have got multiple suggestions. One is having a color palette maybe in this area where you have some empty space, right? And also things like this, where if we can have, so one of in the same line of thought, all these things which I find personally, maybe I'm not using it the way it's designed to be used. So I have to go there, then I have to click this. Is it not possible to have all these 5 in one, say, menu here, and I just have to go click? It saves me one full click every time I have to do that. Same thing for the color thing, and maybe same thing for this.
It's just I guess it's just about the space, right? So
Yeah. I don't
we
know. I mean, it's just a
we
suggestion.
yeah,
It's just a suggestion
right, right.
because one of the things, so even if this is not there, this is okay. But one of the things I find very thing that I have to do right now is this. I have to go down and then choose this. I think in MT4 or something like that, you have this different, you know, time frames as separate buttons here. So you will have
Yeah,
a H, you'll have a D, you'll have 1 5,
right,
which 15 minutes 1 5. So you just go
right.
click there, and it's right now this scrolling business and then clicking and then having to pull the menu down would get saved. So if that is there, and maybe same thing for this, all these things where pull downs are there, if we can do something about that, I mean, just my feedback. Uh,
Right, right. So
yeah,
the basically what happens is I think I totally agree with you that clicking, I mean pressing on a button is much faster. The only thing is here there's a trade-off between the real estate, of course, when you have like multiple windows,
yeah, yeah,
and you can almost see that those things won't be visible. The
sure.
second thing is in this case, you see, if you really start using the templates, you'll yourself see that you're not going to use these too much,
Possibly, yeah.
So
Agreed.
and then then it's I mean that's just a viewpoint. So,
Yeah,
but the real challenge here was that we were. I mean, the space here basically when especially when it goes to multiple windows and all that.
yeah.
That
So when it comes, say something like
on the
this,
right.
this is what you're referring to. You don't have much space here on the right, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still there, but I mean,
I,
to
I, I
combine like the duration also and the time frame also, I mean,
yeah,
it
I got
becomes
it. I got it. I got it. And because, okay, I mean, that now explains a lot of things because earlier I was thinking, you know, especially in the single page thing, you've got a lot of empty space here, you've got a lot of empty space there. Why couldn't this whole thing be on the top? But I
right.
think when you mentioned that multi chart thing, it just makes a lot of sense. So I get the usability issue, the design
Yeah,
issue,
but
but
then yeah, if you start using the templates, I think you may find that at least I don't use those time frame and this thing much because
got
I
it.
have my own templates and
Sure.
I just do that quickly and I'm done.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So on this template thing, actually, so you know, one could have multiple templates, just say a line chart and then a candlestick chart, something with one set of
Yeah, yeah,
indicators,
whatever
another
you want. Yeah.
template, right? So just like you have this play button here, which goes through stocks. This was just a thought.
Uh-huh.
If I had, say, four or
Hmm.
five different templates which I wanted to study my group of stocks with, right? And
Uh-huh.
right now I
Hmm.
have to go through each one and then it'll change, of course.
Got it, got it, got it, got it. Hmm.
If that was there,
Good, good suggestion.
I was just thinking it might be wonderful.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so that
So
because
whatever suggestions we get, right? We basically, we 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 discuss and then we and
yeah,
then we try to see if we can come up with something that
Sure.
something that
No, actually, this already works in a different way. So, if I click this and it's got that, and I'm just using my the scroll button on my mouse, and I'm scrolling down, it's already doing that. So I'm not,
okay, okay,
clicking that. So I don't know if it was designed like that, but if it wasn't, I mean, good luck. I mean, it really works well. So I can go back up and down with this menu, right?
so if your focus is on that, yes, it will do that. Yes, I
Yeah,
also forgot that actually. If the
right. So,
focus is on that
and I
selection,
think the
then
same thing
yes,
works
yes,
with
yes.
this thing also. This
Yes,
time
yes,
setting and this. So I don't know.
right,
Maybe that way
right.
having individual buttons is not such a good idea, because I don't think that will work with the menu, right? So
Right, right.
I don't know. So this is good. And have something maybe you should highlight it.
Normally, yeah. See, normally what happens is when software have this button, no, what happens is they also choose the duration for you actually,
Hmm.
and then some of the software out there also have something, at the very bottom they let you zoom in and expand and contract and stuff like that
Sure, sure,
nowadays.
sure. All right, done.
The software.
Okay, I think I have more or less come to the end.
Now you had some question on synchronization, I think.
Yes, I'm just looking at what else there is. Trend lines we covered. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So before I come to synchronize, okay. Yeah, let's do synchronization. So that was something that we had. So that's what this. Okay. So this is definitely something that was there. I mean, if you're using a standard format or a layout and all of, if you have a 6-screen thing, this is fine. But sometimes you're toggling between various things and you want to say, maximize this. Now here's one issue. If I go back, if I want to see, let's say this one, all right, and right now it is
Hmm.
showing say Nifty here. If I want to see this one fully maximized, okay,
Hmm.
in one screen, when I go back
Hmm.
to single screen, that's not what I get. I'll get HCL Tech, which I'm assuming is from the top left or something like that. It's taking this as the default first screen.
Right, right. The stock is not. I mean, stock is something else which was saved in that. That's one of the problems right now. I think that's something. So what you're saying is that whatever I was seeing in a multiple window, I want to see, probably the same thing when I go to a single window, and
Yeah.
that's what
So,
you're saying, right?
so for example, on the bottom left here, we've got Scient listed. Now, if I want to see Scient
Hmm.
as a full screen, all right,
Hmm. Hmm.
I have to,
Hmm.
go back and make it single screen,
Hmm.
correct? But what I'll get is HCL Tech. Then I have to
Right.
go here and then, type in Scient, then that will come.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if there is some feature wherein maybe on the bottom of each chart, when you say maximize and becomes one screen.
Right. I think the right thing would be some button on each chart itself
Sure.
to sort of maximize it or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Uh,
Then it will become one or whatever.
and then maximize it and then detach it like you have,
Yeah.
you have listed earlier also.
Exactly.
So which would allow it to be pulled off to a different monitor if need
Sure.
be, stuff like
Sure.
that. So
So that would be nice.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Then you have this feature. So these are like your one window, two win stocks in, views in, and no, synchronization. This was something. Okay, so just to be clear, so when you have two window stocks in, so if I change a stock name here, then say I put Larsen and Tubro, then that will also change on LNT here. That's it, right? There's no other. That's the feature of this.
Right. So let me explain this now.
Yeah.
Um, this two window stock sync and these the four layouts. These are the four predefined layouts we are giving out of the box.
Okay.
You can create your own layouts first.
Okay. So these are
So
layouts.
we
Okay.
have given these names yeah. So we have given these names initially just so that people can correlate that. Okay, okay, this is two window and this is stock synchronization.
Got it.
And this is four window and this is view synchronization, right?
Okay.
First, I think we need to be clear on what stock synchronization means and view synchronization means, and no synchronization, right? So stock synchronization means that your stock is the same in two windows, and you can have different chart views or chart templates in both of them, right? Which is basically whatever is this one, right? This selection that you can have different in both the windows.
Yeah.
Then the view synchronization is basically when you want to see multiple stocks but in the same template. It's good for, like, you want to compare things but in different windows.
Right.
Or you're browsing four charts at a time in the same kind of a view. Then also that is useful, which is view synchronization.
Right.
And finally, there is a case where people who just want to keep everything independent, right? I want to see, L&T on the left, and I want to see, Wipro on the right, and Infosys on the bottom. Plus, I want to have a different view here, different view there, like that. That is no synchronization.
Yeah.
Having said that, so when you go to when you choose any layout here, what gets defined is a few things. So one is the number of windows. So a layout is basically the number of windows. Okay, what view goes into each window, that is defined in the layout. And lastly, the synchronization mode. These three things. Okay. So right now you can see that this two window stock sync has two windows. That is obvious to see. But if you were to go to this what is this now? If you click on this button here, screen is refreshing slow. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
This one will give you the option to change the synchronization. Okay. So let us do one thing. I'm going to create a different. Let me create a 4-window. Or let me create a 6-window view synchronization mode out of this. Okay. So to do that, let's right click and go to chart layout.
Chart layout. Okay.
Yeah. You have to do it because my screen is refreshing. Yeah. Just save layout as. Save layout as.
Save layout as. All right. So we'll say 6-window.
Call it anything.
Okay.
View sync.
Okay, fine. View sync. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now, when whatever layout is here, no, what's going to happen is you simply go to the 6-window thing here in the second combo here.
Yeah.
And that will define pretty much that. That will make sure that view sync will have 6 windows from now on.
Okay. So I can have it this way or this way. Okay, and then now.
And again you see a star. Again you see a star at the end.
Yeah.
Which means it's unset.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. That was that.
And secondly. Yeah. Secondly, this was a stock sync originally, so it's going to be stock sync. You have to make it view sync.
Okay. So.
That's beside the zoom reset. Yeah.
Okay. No. I didn't get that. So it's on view sync now, and right now all of it is showing LED.
No, it is not. It is not view sync. It was, see, what happens is when you save a layout as, it copies the current layout and creates a new one, right? So if you were to click here, right? If you click, see my cursor, if you give me the controls, beside the zoom reset button, there is this menu, right?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Notice it is synchronized stock.
Correct.
Why is it synchronized stock? Because the original layout that we derived it from had synchronized stock, right?
Okay.
So you need to make it synchronized view here. You've given a name, but you still have to do what it's.
Got it. Actually, that bad choice of names. Maybe we should have put a different name.
Yeah. Okay. Just change it to synchronized view, and from now on it will be 6 windows and view synchronized.
Okay. So now view synchronized. So now if I go and change this to Maruti, then it will be the synchronized view. So there's Maruti.
You can have pretty much different stocks in all the things.
Each of the 6, right? So okay. So now if I change the view in any one, right?
It'll change everywhere.
It'll
It'll
change
change everywhere.
everywhere, right? So if I change this, then the view changes everywhere. Okay. Now, okay, so wherever I change, it'll change. All right, cool. Now,
Second thing is this layout.
mhm,
When you change the layout, you will come back to the same view in all the all the 6 windows. Means the view is saved as part of the layout. Means in your synchronized view mode or whatever it is, right?
mhm.
Basically, the view will also be saved. I mean, you just switch to a different layout and come back again. You'll know that.
Okay, so I go to, let's say, 4 window. Oh, okay. What happened? Your 4 window is wasn't saved.
Now this, what happened is, why this is 6 windows, because if you name it something and then you go to the right and change it by accident, right?
Hmm?
It can change. So this, we've uh, that's why it is containing. It's not the one that we have given the default one. Yeah. Go to the 2 windows sync. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 windows.
Yeah. And come back
And,
again. You will see the same thing. What you had left.
hmm. Okay, so now if I say no synchronization, so
Yeah.
I think I understood this. So when you say synchronized view, you change the view on any one, it'll change everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you say synchronized stock, you change the stock in any one, the same stock will appear. And if it's the same views as here,
Everywhere.
it'll be obviously the same. But if you have six different views, you'll have six different views with the
Yes.
same stock,
Exactly. Exactly.
right?
Yes. You got it.
Now, when I say no synchronize, okay,
Hmm.
this one, so everything should become no synchronize.
Yes.
Okay. So now each one behaves independently.
Independently. But if you have 2 windows with the same view, of course they are going to behave the same way. But otherwise, you can have different stocks in each window and
Hmm.
different views in each window.
Okay, so now if I, let's say, change this to this has changed here. And if I go change this to volume RSI here also, so two stocks have volume RSI. And then if I do this, sorry, zoom in. Okay. So if both of them have the same view,
They will change simultaneously.
okay, but see now,
So that's why, yeah,
so
sorry.
it's actually, see, there's still some synchronization going on.
But see, that's why. So the key thing here, right? If you
Mhm.
really want to make it independent, then don't have the same views, right? That's the main thing. Because see, the
No,
the
no, like so for
synchronization.
example, I want to see volume RSI, but here I want to see, let's say, daily. Okay.
Then I would create a different template. I would create a different template and then call it different.
But how would that template be now? I mean,
No,
just
no.
go ahead.
See, so yeah. So let me
This is
just
what
show
was
you
causing
how.
some confusion for us.
Uh, so so if you want to, I mean, I'm going to give you a solution to what you want to do, right?
Because, okay, just to clarify, I mean, the thing is this, when we have no synchronization, the understanding I have as a user is that nothing is connected to anything, everything is disconnected. But when I go here and then do some, zoom in, zoom out, then this to change. And I'm like wondering, there is synchronization going on.
But you see, that's the reason for that, Dr. Musa, is because everything in the chart is based on the view you select here, right?
Okay.
So what happens is, if you have the same view here and if you have the same view here, then of course they are going to change at the same time. So the important thing, if you really want no synchronization, is the view also has to be different.
Yeah, but then see, I want volume RSI on both, but I want different periodicities and different time frames. Then,
Call it different, call it something different. So what I would do is, I would call, if you want a 1 hour thing, I would call it vol RSI 1 hour. So let me do that for you. So,
okay,
okay, I go here in the middle bottom.
okay,
and I would call it. I would give a different view. I'll just do a chart view save as,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just going to copy the whole thing. It's not going to. You don't have to really do a lot of work for this. And then you say 1 hour. What happened here? Yeah, and then say okay, right? So
Okay.
now you have a new view.
Right.
Now changing in the top thing is not going to affect here. So now if I make this 1 hour, it's not
Mm.
going to affect the other one.
Okay. 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 That way.
That's how it is. See, the view has to be. It's the What
Mm.
happens is you have to remember one concept in Investar, that
Mm.
whatever changes you are doing in either the zoom settings or the time frame or the indicator
Mm.
is going to reflect in the chart view. So if
Mm.
that chart view is somewhere else, then it
Mm.
is going to change also at the same time. So
Okay.
just create a new template if you want to if you want to avoid that. That's all.
Yeah. So when you did this, you actually created a new view. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Save view as.
Right. Right.
Save view
Right.
as.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So
And it just copies over the new thing, right? So there's no,
yes.
I mean, you're not, it's
Got
not
it.
much effort to do that.
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. No, this is fine. The confusion was
Hmm.
when we said no synchronization. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
the intuitive understanding is nothing is connected to anything. Yeah, that's the intuitive understanding. And I think, what is going on here? What am I missing, or is something? I mean, honestly,
So,
it sometimes feels there something wrong with the software, because I will not, sort of think that I'm doing something wrong. It's, just giving you a user's
no, I think,
point of
and,
view.
and your, yeah, and your thinking is also correct. I mean, we don't, I mean, I'm not, it's perfectly okay to think that, okay, if I'm changing something here, it should not change something there.
Yeah,
The only challenge for us is that, only challenge for us was, maybe we could do something like this, that if somebody is changing in a view in another window, give them a warning that, okay, do you want to create a new one or something like that,
yeah,
so
yeah. I think that would be a really, really good idea, because
that
it
way.
just sort of the mind stops working. I mean, when you explain it,
Yeah,
it makes sense completely.
yeah,
But the thing is, you read no synchronization. Those two words, it's like one dangerous
right.
combination when it's like this. So
Right, right, right.
okay, so yeah, got it, got it. This was really bugging me and all. Okay, uh, cool. I think this is it.
And the thing is,
Yeah,
because you're not used to using the views, no? Once you start
correct,
using that,
correct.
you'll probably stick to that, because
Yeah,
I think most of us have our own time frames and
true,
indicators
true.
that we use.
Yeah, yeah. Once you've frozen on it and you're not going to change it, and most investors and traders will have their favorites, and that's it. If the software had only those views and nothing else, we wouldn't mind at that level. But when you're learning and playing around with it, then all these doubts do come up. So cool. This
Sure,
is
sure.
wonderful. Last thing is, I don't know if I'd mentioned this earlier, uh, but is there anything in the works wherein we could connect, say, the Investar thing to our trading account?
Well, as of, I mean, we would like to do that, but
Okay.
so far we have not had any success with any of these Omnisys and all those guys. So
Okay.
I assume that's what people are looking for.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So, like, Ami Broker can plug into various trading platforms, or
Hmm.
MetaStock and all, and you can just shoot the order from the chart, from the charting tool and all.
Right.
So basically, if I wanted to, just go by L&T and
So,
say, or even better, if L&T, hit an alert, you know,
right.
and I put that alert, it went to say 1800, and I want to buy, it would be connected to the
Right.
trading platform, and it just shoot off the thing, and I would have already set the things about the volume and maybe limit price or whatever. But once the alert comes is when I want it to go, or just send it off as a market order or whatever. So, but essentially a plug-in with a trading platform.
Right, right. So what happened was that we did talk to Omnisys about this, and frankly speaking, I think they got bought by somebody. Is it Thomson Reuters or who? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Okay.
And after that, their whole support response has been really, sort of not that great to say the least.
Okay.
So, for example, they have, yeah, I mean, even the platform and all was we didn't get much support on it. So that's the short of it. But
Okay.
on the other hand, if we get feedback from BIC users, as in like, what are the platform that people are using? For example, is it Nest or is it something else for trading?
No,
Is
actually,
it
see,
connected
most
to?
of us tend to in BIC have one of these full service brokers like Sharekhan or ICICI Direct or and some people definitely have Zerodha and these discount brokers, RKSV and many others which are there. But just to maybe give you a sort of insight, quite a few of us are moving on to interactive brokers.
Okay.
And in interactive brokers, you've got something like an AMI broker plugin, which is there. And in interactive brokers itself, there are some charting tools, but it's very, very limited. Hardly comes close to anything else like Investar or Metastock or AMI broker. And you can trade from the chart. So you can shoot off an order from the chart in interactive brokers. But interactive
Okay.
brokers also has these APIs. I'm not sure whether these can be plugged into any trading platform, but maybe you can have a look at it because
Sure. If
at
the
least
AMI broker,
at least as far as we are concerned in BIC, we are sort of getting more and more focused on more and more professional trading tools, which have real, something which is intelligently designed and gives some useful, actionable output. So one of them is Investar. The other thing we're looking at is interactive brokers. If
right, right.
from our point of view, if those two could talk to each other, that would be great. And of course,
Sure, sure.
if at some point this can also talk to some of the other popular platforms like Sharekhan or ICICI Direct or Motilal and all that, I think, in my opinion, from our perspective, it would be definitely plus.
So that's where the I think we've had this discussion quite some time back,
Yes,
actually,
I think we've had,
a few
yes.
months back.
Yeah.
And the challenge in India is that most of these brokers have a very closed system. Okay, I
Okay.
mean, in the US, the way it is that every major broker has an XML API exposed for their, so that softwares can actually send in the orders. Okay,
Yeah.
and I mean, you can give all kinds of orders from the software. One cancels other, one triggers other, all kinds of things. So
Right.
it's just sad that I don't know, in India it's all the brokers have a very closed sort of a model.
Okay.
So and Omnis has developed some plugin, and I don't know. Now that you've given me this feedback about interactive brokers, I think I'll also look up on that and then see, if there's some contact for interactive brokers that we can approach and
Sure.
go from there, kind of a thing. So
Okay, I'm done. I think so. That brings me to an end right now, Himanshu. As far as
and if you know anybody in interactive brokers that you can connect me to, please do. That'll be also helpful.
yeah, actually, I'll definitely do that. We've been talking to the head of Interactive Brokers India for some time now.
Oh, that'll be great. I mean, if you can,
I'll definitely do
connect
that.
me.
I'll connect the two of you and let's see. Hope it works out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So great, excellent. Thank you so much. I mean, it's really been a wonderful session for me, and a lot of doubts got clarified. I think we will have at least one more session in the days to come when we start looking at the portfolio side and the account side. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Do you want to maybe quickly take us through that, this
Yeah.
portfolio and account? But I think you'll have to share
Yeah,
your
yeah.
screen for that. I'll just one sec. I'll give you the control. Uh,
Right.
1 minute. Yeah, you have control. Yeah.
Right. So uh, basically, the whole thing, and what I would suggest to everybody is to just go through there's a tutorial here which is pretty tracking portfolio with Investor, right? So
Okay.
you see this all the time, but if you don't, then you just press the F1 to get it. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And then why I'm saying that is because if you if you just walk through this, and I'll just show it by doing it also.
No, actually, if everything is there,
first,
then it's fine, Himanshu. I mean, it's okay. We'll just go and watch that video. Not a
yeah, no,
problem.
I'll just walk you through and explain the concepts. That way,
Okay.
things will be easier. So when you
Sure.
click on the tracking your portfolio with Investar, you see what it does is it actually creates a sample portfolio yourself. So it shows you, for example, it's created all these things. So just walking through the tutorial will actually do create some sample accounts, some sample transactions, and all that.
Okay.
Now, and then what you have to do is it's this balloon. I don't know what you like to call it, but like
Sure.
it points somewhere and it tells you that okay, this is what it is, and then click on the continue button to continue. So you
Right.
just keep continuing. That'll give you a good idea about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, yeah, I just want to highlight one thing, because the moment I quit, we'll delete the transactions also, because they are sample transactions, right?
Sure.
So let me explain using whatever sample things are there. So in the portfolio, I think the key things to remember are that the portfolio is basically per user. Okay, so let's say I'm using Investar. So the concept that we have used is that I can have many physical broker accounts. I may have I may have a account with ShareClan, I may have an account with Zerodha, I may have it with Religer. So that concept we have actually tried to put in the software. So the portfolio is per user, and then each user can have multiple broker accounts. So that's what the concept of account is.
Okay.
And then the physical transactions in each account are actually shown in the third level, right here. So here it's telling me, okay, let me give you another example. So this 54 sample portfolio is having this is a sample account 11, sample account 12. These are the two broker accounts. Okay. In my first broker account, I have these three stocks.
Right.
ACC, Larsen, ONGC. In my second account is my future and option account. I have a call option and I have a future. So I'm tracking there in the second account, right? So that's the general concept. Okay. Now, second thing is you can get this is the portfolio sort of holdings view. We call it a holding view because it gives you a quick snapshot of whatever is actually whatever your current position is, right? And one thing you will not find in any other software, as far as I know, in India, is this as of thing. What the as of thing does is basically, if you go to any date in the past, what it will do is it will recalculate your exact position for that date.
Got it.
So you can see the numbers change.
Yeah.
As soon as I went to the 18th of June 2015, all my numbers were recalculated to give me the exact value that was there at the end of day for 18th of June 2015. And you can do it to go to any date, for example, and see this.
Okay.
This is a very useful feature, and this is one of the distinguishing things too. You can filter if you want to just see certain stocks, that you can do, and this was added because someone was really heavily using the portfolio manager with a lot of symbols, and that's why we added.
Okay.
You can also go to different things here, like say you can go to a technicals view. So the columns will it'll show all the pivot points and there's some simple MACD RSI. These are just showing whether there are crossovers and all that in these stocks.
Okay.
So the MACD RSI and all that.
Okay.
These are the same things which are shown for the advisor. There's a advisor also gives you a thumbs up and thumbs down if you have a MACD crossover or RSI about 30, 70, etc.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then fundamentals. Again, the screen, these views are very similar to the favorite views in the favorites pane. Basically, all of them are the same actually. Codes, fundamentals, and technicals.
Okay.
And let me see. The other thing is in terms of the assets. So if I want to actually show, not the fundamentals, I have to go to holding view for that. And if I go to the portfolio assets, then it would probably show, I think it should show the stocks. And how come it didn't show me the future and options here? Oh, because you know what? Because I went back to that date. So let me just go to the current date. So you see that? So that's the beauty of this. I went to the 18 June. I did not have any future and option because they were traded after 18 June.
Sure.
Right? And the moment I came today, it started showing that.
Got it.
Even the commodities transaction is there.
Okay. Okay. Great.
This as of, right, yeah, explore the as of thing is quite good. And the other thing, other screen I like a lot is basically, let me just quickly show that, which is view portfolio with chart. So again, this is a split button.
Mm.
I generally like to have this one, portfolio
Mm.
on top and the charts at the bottom.
Okay.
And then if I click on any particular stock here, for example, if I click on say ACC, it'll pull up the ACC chart at the bottom. And
Mm.
it'll, I think this is an intraday chart. So I need to go to whatever it is, it's just getting the data.
Yeah.
But what it will show is, it will show the transaction. So suppose I were to, let me quit this now, okay? Because
Sure.
if I quit it, all the transactions will
We'll
be
go.
deleted.
That's fine. That's fine.
So
That's okay.
I
That's
was
okay.
trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid that to demo the whole thing, but yeah,
Right.
I think you get the idea.
Okay.
So the idea about this is that any transaction you click, I mean, any portfolio stock you click, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will show the buy and sell over here. That's, I
Okay.
mean, I find it pretty useful. In fact,
Sure. Sure.
we added because for a trader, it's very useful to know what went and what went right, right?
Agreed. 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 Okay. So this is really nice. Anything else on this?
Yeah. The other thing that would be useful is so there's
Trading
a
summary.
profit loss analysis, and
Mm.
that would give you the capital gains loss report, which you can just export to PDF and
Okay.
hand it to your accountant.
Okay.
Uh, the trading diary, has a feature where you get the list of all the transactions, and you can put notes in the trading diary, and that note is also visible in the chart,
Okay.
basically. So try that out.
Sure.
I think those are the highlights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just had a clarification. So when you say portfolio and account, could you just run through what the difference between the two is? Portfolio is uh, for the
So
user,
portfolio,
and I can have it
yeah,
for say
portfolio is
my
per,
family.
right. So portfolio is per user,
Mm-hmm.
and so let's say a family has a husband, wife, and son, right? And let's
Mm-hmm.
say there are accounts in each of their names, right?
Right.
So there are three individuals, so there'll be three portfolios,
Got it. And under they
and
can under
each
that they may have multiple
under them,
accounts.
yes, under
Okay.
each user, you could have multiple accounts, as many. I mean, because an account is in somebody's name, so
Correct.
that's how
Right.
it
Okay.
would be.
Fine. Done.
And the gain loss calculation, just
Mhm.
just to summarize, the gain loss calculation is done on a portfolio basis. That's the key point. It's
Okay.
not done on an account basis.
But if you want it on an account basis, can we get that breakdown?
Good point. I don't remember now, but I don't
Okay.
think it is possible, because why would you want to do that, by the way? Because gain loss calculation, don't you want to kind of do it for paying your taxes
Yeah.
and
So for
calculating your tax?
taxation, so one question I had on that portfolio thing. So the gain loss thing, it also divides into short term and long term.
Yeah. Short term, long term,
And
speculation, and I think intraday.
okay, fine. So great. That's fine. The reason I asked about account level profit losses, I might have maybe two, three different strategies that I am, trading. So I might have an account for a long-term investment goal, and I might have a trading account for a shorter term thing. And I want to know how these two are performing vis-a-vis each other. And I want to know what am I really good at, and let the numbers speak for
Hmm.
themselves.
Okay.
So
No,
is
I
that
mean, the thing is, we have done this basically on a portfolio level. So now, if you want to do that way, then I think the way to do that would be just to have it on I mean, just have a different portfolio for that if you want to really do that.
no,
But
but
there's
actually, but actually, see, you'll actually be doing it at an account level and summing it up, right?
agreed,
Or
agreed. But uh, let me just put it this way. There's a big reasoning behind the way we have done it, and one of the things is that uh, we also have a portfolio manager add-on, which is that the portfolio managers who are operating many portfolios,
hmm,
many user accounts. I mean, then so there's many like each portfolio can have X number of portfolios, but then they have
sure.
many more accounts. So,
Uh,
so I hope you understand that
no,
if
no,
we
I
allowed
agree. So
per
if
account basis,
there's a fund manager and he's got 20 clients, then he's got 20 accounts.
Well, he has to have 20 portfolios basically. That's the way to do it.
Okay. Because he has to generate the report for each client if he might have, but then he
No,
has
no,
to have.
that facility is there. That facility is there to generate in one shot for everybody.
Agree. So
That is not a
what you're
problem.
saying with your add-on thing is that you'll have to create each of those clients would be a portfolio and not an account.
Right,
Right.
right. And that's why we
Okay.
have to do the green loss on a portfolio basis, not an account basis.
Got it. But
I'm just
I don't
giving you
know.
some background why we have.
I got it. But just while you were saying that, I was just thinking if I as a whatever, even as a money manager or something, if I wanted to compare across different strategies at which were at the account level, then this might be a good thing to have. Just a thought.
Definitely. So just any feedback is welcome. Like we are
Yeah,
always
done.
we're always improving. So once you use
Yeah.
it, I'll
Yeah.
be happy to hear that.
Okay. I think that's it, Himanshu. Really great session. If there are any things at the end that you want to maybe have some suggestions, you're most welcome. But I've run out of my
No,
time.
I think thanks a lot for first of all for giving me this opportunity, and I'm really glad that you people are spending so much time on this software, and we look forward to supporting you and helping in this aspect. So just let me know when we're going to have hold the next session, and
Done, done.
I'll be happy to do that.
We'll do that. We'll definitely do that. I think it's also, I mean, quite fair to say that it's very rare actually to come across this level of support from none other than the person who actually set it up. You usually have somebody who is like dry and boring and is not really interested in helping. So really appreciate your time. It's already midnight. We've been on this for 3 hours. And I'm sure a lot of us who watch this video will be very thankful to you. And I really look forward to whenever we have our next session with another set of questions. And on my behalf and everybody else's behalf of Bangalore Investors Club, sincere and heartfelt thanks to you, Himanshu. Thank you so much. And
Thank you, Dr. Musa, and thank you, Dr. Musa, and thank you for having me here.
yeah, and thanks to all the viewers later who watched this, and please get in touch with investorindia.com and bangalorinvestorsclub.com for any further support or assistance, right? Thank you, and we'll close the session here.